So, how's everybody doing? Oh, I should put this. Oops, no. Yeah, that's fine. Do I like this layout? I think this layout's fine. Okay. Let me find Yeah, this is like TCG exclusive. I'll be shocked if any OCG people know. Actually, there might be OCG people that know what these are, though. Maybe. Okay, let me give some context here first. This one, yes, this one. Okay, so there was this pic that I saw before. It's basically like, okay, this is OCG. This is JP people had a voting. I think they had a voting of top 10 cards that were TCG exclusive, and you could see like those are the dates. So 2008, Alert Darkness, and then the closest one is the Fusion, which is like 2022. And there's also some like history lessons on like what was it? Which one is it? Yu-Gi-Oh! Is it Dueling Grounds? I think it's Dueling Grounds, right? Or something. There's like YouTube videos of like how these form like started and died or something like that. So we went to a time machine and then Reggie Ungear. Some of the thing like you would need credentials to log in to even on a Wayback Machine, not time machine, Wayback Machine, to see the links, but they're still there. So basically, out of everything here, I think the only one I don't have is the last one because that's like too close. Okay, 2022 is like what 5 years ago, 4 years ago. You can find that on Reddit. Okay, it's like whatever. Well, I mean, there's like the relevant posts that are like meta cards relevant is probably I've seen like 12 years ago on Reddit. Like there's some cards. Yeah, these are like out of broken cards, I guess. So, and I've not read all these like links or pages or forms, so this is like completely blind. And while I was finding, so one of the site is what Pojo, and then I saw something, and it's like, actually, yeah, I should show this for a sec here. These are Ugform. This is the list. Some of the link doesn't work. I think I opened like too many links. Some of the Pojo link doesn't work, but it's like there's multiple links, so it's fine. Like we don't need to see everything. There's probably like I don't know, like 30 links or something. There's like multiple links on the same card as well. So right here, I saw there's a archive for Pojo. Right here. It's the card of the day. Archive. Established April 2002. There's chat that has not been born in 2000. Like I. So also and then look they have the dates and then if you go all the way to the bottom here, look at this. Blue Eyes White Dragon. April 1st, 2002. Anybody here was playing Yu-Gi-Oh in 2002? 有没有人02年打游戏王的？ Like our spring break. So yeah. In this archive, it doesn't have all the cards that all those 10 cards, like those 10 cards. Like some of them had it, but and also I think the archive page is different. The archive page is kind of like a summary than the Wayback page, I think. So just go all the way up. Look at that. Konnichiwa, konnichiwa. Hello, hello. Okay. Here. For example, this is a page of the archive page. Right. Oh no, this is a page of archive page. So let's just do Yadagarsu, even though that's not on the thing. But I'm curious on. There's like different things. There's like rating and just like forms of like I don't know. It's like basically Reddit, but it's like common. So Demon Spawn, aka Yada, most overused, overabused, and overrated card in Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay. Wait a second. Is there rating? Oh, 3. Average. 5 is the highest. Do we know the rating here? Wait. Oh, they rate at the end, right? They rate at the end. Let me see. Low, low, low. In this. 卡路图的. No, this is fine. This is not bad. This is not that pixelated, okay? Secret rare. I have this card. It was like close to 100 right now, but it's like whatever. 我有这张卡. This is like the secret rare first edition or something. Or I don't know, it's like an old card, okay, so. Let's see. This thing is a monster in a focus control deck, but it's got weakness. Believe it or not, DD designator, control cards even chain disappearance, and the bird's most often seen in a cookie cutter control deck. Cookie cutter control deck, which makes no sense whatsoever. Wow, how boring and inefficient. I know, right? What it's like, fucking I said this. Like it's just like fucking chaos is the problem, not the bird. Okay, constructed 2 out of 5, limited 1 out of 5. What does this mean? What does it mean 1 out of 5 limited? Limited. Why? It's 200 attack. Yeah, use Peck. Your opponent probably won't be burning their hand anyway. This thing is worthless and limited. Oh, if it's only at if it's at 1 is like shit basically. 没有吧？这是它的这个 logo. So what they rated out of 2 out of 5. If it's limited, it's rated 1 out of 5. Also, what was this? Do we know the date of this? This should be a card a day. Wait, this is 2003. Yeah, Thursday, Throwback Thursday, 2003. So this was I think in 2003. Friday. Oh, right here. Why is it Friday? Friday Yadagarasu. EMOD. Is this Emperor Chaos or something? Does this B0? What this? Broken card dance. Previously, the Chaos of the Dragon, right? Yeah. Review team already did this card when Legacy of Darkness came out. So instead of reviewing the cards as a whole, I'm reviewing what's changed between LB and IO. Is this what? Industrial whatever. I actually don't know. Not LB, this is LD. Something's okay. Everyone pull the pre-negators out of their trade binder. Delinquent deal. OG Evil Twin. Yeah, Chaos, Invader of Chaos. Yes. What's LD? What's LD? PGD. What's PGD, bruh? Complete noobs. Why is noob with like 2 zeros? Constellation. I see this is all banned cards, no? First whole scenery, we're flying everywhere. Completely noob threw this card in their deck and actually won some games with it. It's that powerful. Oh. 对，没有，他们在说那个盒子的名字。Don Nozella makes sweet love to Yada. What? That's a combo? Oh wait, that is a combo, right? Yada cards are down by the fire. Nani was just one huge step in setting up the lock, dropping cards from their hand before the pack. MFG? MFC? Magnificent Force Chaos? I don't know. Haven't seen people say new drill noob in years. Google. Let's speak. It was a whole thing on the internet. Okay, this was 2003. Oh, actually, no, the link says 2004 May. Yeah, the link is Pojo / Yu-Gi-Oh! COTD 2004 May. Right. So, right here. One huge step in setting up the lock, dropping cards from their hand before the peck. Yeah, look, it's the peck! The 200 attack peck! See, peck! Legacy of Darkness Pass, okay. Yada Didn't get any direct help, but people were playing Tribute Infecting Virus. Oh, yes. In multiples, discarding cards from hand for an effect did some of Yada's work for him. DCR? No direct help for Yada's. What's DCR? Pick 200 battle, yes. Chaos and for Dragon Yada Lock combo was born. So you'll summon through a Reborn card, a Singen or Witch to the field. Yeah, I know this. So summon Chaos, Chaos and Pearl Dragon. Effect goes boom, Singen or Witch shirts Yada and you attack lock. However, more and more people have been taking defense measures against this bird. Fair. The spear from the dark would be Single summon when discarded from an opponent's hand by a hand destruction effect. DD Center allows someone to name a card and then look at the opponent's hand if the card is there, rules or engage. Isn't this the same as there's a trap that's the red man clicking? 这跟只连着不是一个效果吗？ It's the same thing basically. If the card isn't there, then the person who played loses the card from their hand at random. Oh, but it isn't random though. Huh? Remove from the game. If they play Yada, you know they have it, so you can easily remove it. And in general, people are being more uptight with their use of cards in hand. Yada still used in 9% of all total winning deck. Maybe 9. Really? 5 out of 5! Wow, the glazing. There's not much to say about this card that hasn't already been said. Okay. X-Minion of Darkness loves Yada. Okay, what's this? Wait a minute, Yada isn't water. Why would Yada fucking be water? What the fuck? If anything, should be like, Yada's not dark. Well, here we go, the bird. That crazy crow is not a crow, it's a raven? Is it like, okay, it doesn't matter. We all know and love or hate. Yada, looking at his stats, we see he's pretty pathetic. 200 won't kill, 100 won't stop for sure. But his use lies. Of course, in his effect, of which there are a few. He can obviously also it. Yeah, spirit. Yeah, spirit effect, something which really needs to be given to Yada. Otherwise, he would be more broken than he already is. Pretty basic effect. No Kamakiri. Oh, the dragonfly, right? No reborning, nothing. He returns to your hand the turn he summons. Supposed to be decrease the playability of the Yada and prevents you from keeping Yada on the field while you continuously summon other mons in order to smash your opponent. In a way, it helps him, however, as now your opponent's Raigeki along with many other cards is completely worthless. When he does damage to your opponent life point, your opponent doesn't get to draw next turn. If your opponent can't keep you from attacking with Yada, you can repeat the process. Yeah, just lock. Okay. There are a few combos, most of them which involve clearing your opponent's hand and field and then pecking away. There is also the infamous Chaos Emperor Dragon plus second which nuke everything. Yeah, bring forward bird peck for win. Okay. There isn't much to say that most of you don't already know. We all have seen Yana. We all know that roughly 99% of competitive deck plays him. Really? Hence the banning. Oh, this is already banned. This was post-ban list. Typical tournament 5-5, post-ban 0-5. Okay, it's already fucking banned. Overall rating 2.5. Tongue face. Okay, what about this? This is the okay. It's right here. It says 2003 though. Throwback Thursday. Wait, how food with it? It's I mean, wait. I don't know when. I guess. LOD000. Also Yada. Bruh. Let's see. Yeah, I see this is different. So I feel like this is the throwback is like a like they just concluded again. I think. I'm an old man of Yu-Gi-Oh. Repeat victim Yada lock. This damn bird. Where? Oh, day review right here, 2022. Okay, so this is like recent. This is like 20 years later, or close to 20 years later, right? Yeah, this is okay. So this not the same boomers. Yeah, it's a new perspective. This is like new. That's why it's archived. This is why you don't need time. Wayback Machine. This is Wayback Machine. This is. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I know the combo pecking. I know the pecking. Small attack defense. Da da da. Okay, let's see. Advance 2-5, art 4-5. Nevermore will this verb be the bane of duelist assistance. Until next time. Bruh. Here we go. One of the biggest reasons for prevent section of the list is this today, yes. And the only card that was part of Forest Prevent section that never returned to the game at any point. Oh, yeah. 2020, 2022. Yada wasn't out yet. It's still locked up. Yeah, okay. I know what Yada is. Let's see. Yeah, not once for due. Oh, right here. Okay, 2002. 2022. Okay, let's see. Pre-Areta. Okay, there's no Areta though. Now, 2022, the environment is more hostile to trying to pull off the Yada lock. Greater effect exists to generate advantage, and it's harder to get rid of every single resource the opponent has, especially when they Areta to even when Yada was legal. Oh, yeah, they Areta the. Yeah. You couldn't Yada log after resolving the field in hand nuke. It's a deadly combo if you pull that Yada log off, but it's harder to do such if your opponent can generate advantage. It will need to be experimented with to see. Yeah, that shit not working. To be clear, it's in the resource. 4 out of 5. Just a cool bird. Art, don't know why, just a cool bird. I know. The bird looks nice. What's Obi-Wan Kenobi voice? Yadagasu is a name I haven't heard in a long time. A long time. Like, what, 20 years? Kind of fitting for our Monday card for throwback. Why is it a Monday card for throwback Tuesday? Some cards are instantly powerful and send time to ban land. Ban land! Received in Redo or sometimes several. Yeah, drag comes to mind. 200 attack. And now I feel this is probably one of those cards I just can't ever come back. Wrong? Oh, okay. If ever legal again, that bird ain't doing shit in 2022. Even in 2020, 22 is not doing shit. Even the art on is pretty epic. The bird is the bird is very bland, but the background, the crystal is perched on. Yeah, it's a crystal ball. And then the trap, it's like eating its own egg, I think. The draw one trap, the Yada trap. Haven't done a throwback Thursday since last year, haha. Most controversial cards of all time, really. I think that's backseat though. Give a spiritual successor for the form of Monday's Yoi. Was Yoi. If it one for minute. You can search it with when Chancellor 评价这么高，禁卡，这是2022年的时候。This is 2022, so I don't think it was gonna do anything in 2022, but yeah. I mean, it wasn't off the ban list at that time, so. Okay, this is just explaining combo. Nowadays, with Singing and Chaos, and for Dragon receiving a Reda to be less abusable, the Yada lock is much weaker. Though with the Magic Modern combos, I have no doubt that someone would find a way to abuse Yada in the modern era. I don't know. That's not working. While I think the card could return, especially with an erratum. No, the chicken, the chicken it was fine. Okay, it just flew out without getting chopped. Another card has skip draw phase, but 5 billion resurrection, bruh. Oh, the recent release is possible evidence that we won't see this literal again anytime soon. What? Why? Recent release means that. Oh, I saw release mean off the ban list. They're saying that it got banned because they're saying that the bird is not gonna be back. 没那么容易。你要鸟战场，然后鸟攻击他200才行，然后他手上还不能有东西。基本上目前现环境不可能，没啥必用。It was released a year before this article. So if it got released, doesn't that mean the bird could come back soon? Because that's a sign. Advance 4 out of 5, assuming no Reda, yes. 3.5 art, brah. Truly a sinister bird that terrorized early Yu-Gi-Oh. What do you mean? It's a cute bird. Okay. More volunteers to help out with the card of day reviews. Okay. Click over to read 4,000 more card a day. Oh my god. Okay, that's fine. Okay, that's a yada. Now we go into the 10 cards that are TCG exclusive. But I did see like people saying that they're mad that it's fake TCG exclusive because it's just like TCG they get released like 2 weeks before, and then it's basically like TCG gets to play with it for 2 weeks, and then OCG has it anyways. I think a lot of the cars, I think what is it, Shifter and was it Draw? I forgot, but there's some cars that were like that. Yeah. Okay. Message Wars. I'm not gonna click on that. Your source for daily update tips and news on the hottest game. What is this? What's this? What's the lore of this? Pojo's bookstore. Knowledge is power. Okay. Let's see. Car rating traditional 3.5, advanced 4.3. What's traditional? Go. This is February 2008. Okay. Yeah. Date reviewed. 唐僧不是吧? I have no idea what that's supposed to be. No idea. I think it's a Yu-Gi-Oh card. It is? Really? 这是怪吗? Bruh. Wednesday, we come along to possibly the Chase Magic card of the set. What's Chase Magic card? Traditional the format where you can play banned cards at one copy. Oh. Wait, isn't that just fucking Tag Force where you can play one banned cards? I mean, not cards, but one banned card? Bruh. Learn our list to draw 2 cards. Okay, we know what it does. Oh, a magic. Oh, it was still called magic card, not spell cards. I see. What does the chase mean, though? Bruh. First, as I continue to mention this, where's pretty well with dad? Okay, before after summoning. Before it can send monster to the graveyard if you haven't summoned him or at, thereby giving you another remove card. Okay. Well, work well with Strike Ninja about any other dark deck you built from this set. Is it really stashable for other decks? Perhaps. We're finally getting a Dark Monarch in the next retro deck, so Dark Monster could be used even more. I think even before, like, there's just more like it has always been more dark monsters. Like yeah, like Dad. Like every like a lot of meta stuff is like dark. What chase right here? It says we come along to possibly the chase magic card set. Oh, does he mean like that's what you want to pull? Is that the chase? Is that what it means? Traditional not real good or pot graceful. Yeah. Pot better. I see. Like the money card basically that you would want to pull, right? 4.5 out of 5, not for everyone, but solid where it can be used. Art 5.5. I mean 5 out of 5. Okay. Allure of Darkness. Reason that this card is one of the most wanted in a game. Really? Yeah. Well, this was 2008. 这08年2月的时候，这是08年2月。Any card that allows you to draw 2 cards is always welcome to game. I know, right? Especially when it's further your strategy for the deck. Before this word, it's a role exclusive card. D draw was really it, allowing D heroes to fill the graveyard as well as cycling through the deck. Alert is more like common charity, and that the drawing comes first, and then the request class of monster remove however alert is a spell unlike charity and is able to be played instantly. Yeah. Can set up huge, remove from playing DD Scout plane. Get another mon during the next turn. Brain control, dark division. Quick note though, like common charity, if you do not have a dark monster in hand, you discard all the cards in your hand. Forces you to play a lure only in dedicated dark decks filled with many different dark mon. Often been shocked to find that there were no dark mon in my hand after playing. Making me a sad panda. Definitely good, not, but not that broken. Yeah, okay, traditional 1-5 advance 4-5. Okay, sorry I forgot yesterday. Oh, that's card of the day. COTD is card of the day, bruh. Trying to keep up. Today's card is a card that just might boost the dark deck to the top. I think dark deck was always at the top, no? I expected alert alertness to be a dark queen alert. Instead, it's a dark D draw that removes from play. This card would have made it to top if it didn't remove from play. Oh, you want to mill that, huh? Sam Panda? That's a South Park reference? What we looking at? We're looking. This is a 2008 fucking form. Like actual. How many people here do you think that are still playing Yu-Gi-Oh? They're like they have to be in their fucking like. This was 20 years ago, basically, close to 20 years ago. They must be in their like in their 40s. Like if they were like if they were 20 when they were here, then they're like 40, like basically 40 right now. Zero. No, there's people that play from first format. I don't know what. Okay, no, okay, well, that's what I say. First format is Bandai card, which is 1999. So it had to be what LB or I don't know. 2002. Yeah, 2002, right? Yeah, 2002 or I don't 2001. When did this first set came out? 2002 now. Level looking at old stuff like this. Yeah, this is way back machine here. 4 out of 5 all format deck, depending on what you're running. Okay. Simply put, one of the best, if not the best, drawing card in the game right now at events. Won't waste your time with all the combos. Just know if you have this card, keep it. Works in so many decks. Dash, Strike, Coburn. That's right, Coburn. Magical Explosion, OTK, DDT, any card, but you would use MDOC. Oh, Dark Magician of Chaos. Or Coburn because you will be running only Dark Monster and Morphing Jar. You might want to use it. Amazingly good, superiorly good, so good I would trade for a set. How expensive is this? So just PM me on Pojo at Spaceman if you want. What is this like a Reddit marketplace?有08年玩游戏玩到现在还有玩的，有的。Pojo was a big place to trade cards online. I see. To remove from play would help you in long run too. Seeing how Dimension Fusion, RFTDD, etc. can be used in conjunction. Really just use it. Traditional 3 out of 5, advanced 4.5 out of 5. 晚上好. There's a reputation system similar to eBay seller. Is there a reason why you just not sell at eBay then? Now, there's one killer broken card. Oh, this is long. If you ask me why, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because this card allows you to draw 2 anytime you wish when you activate on your main phase and simply remove a dark one. Okay, I know what that means. Okay, allow any dark. No requirement like trade in or destiny draw. Okay. Excellent and macro cost spell, bruh. Oh yeah, macro cost spells. Graveyard keeper spot. Okay. Special dark theme. Have good draw power and hand control. It became more common to use eBay than TCG player. Pojo was first, bruh. You can still trade on Pojo? Oh my god. AOL.com. Oh my fucking god. We just trading. He wants to trade a set for this. Just a few of the many ways you can use this properly. Why is it so good right now? Most likely even the future unless banned. Hopefully not. Yeah. Know the name of the dark one. I forgot his name again. And go to comment. Okay, please feel free to contact me. Need any form of help or opinion. Oh, he doesn't want to trade. Bruh. Oh, they can't just reply. You gotta email AOL at AOL for tech support here. 2 projects of my school going at the time. Life for me is going to be hell for next week. Okay, this is I'm assuming in college. This person has to be like in 40s now. Or close to 40. It was someone yeah. Is this can we email him? Does this email still work? 就邮箱还能用吗？ 4.5 out of 5. This card is great additional since it's a rare variant of Dark Marts and removing her OTK. Can you is the AOL stuff still live? Lovely dramatic dog art. I don't know. That's a little too R-rated. I don't know. It's just it's like it's a random shit in the middle and some cloud, some spell. Okay, that's okay. Never used it. I also never used it. Oh. Now we're removing a spell version of the new dark support. Must have. Okay. Decent draw power, but yeah, plot of great and graceful. Yeah. Art is 1.5. Okay. 古早 email， 这 email 现在还能用吗？我想知道。Copyright of this Pojo website is 1998 to 2008. Did you see this? Macro actually saw a lot of strong tech in Monarch strat because of the stringo gate was only a side effect. Okay, wait, now go to what's card maker here. Let's see. Yeah, January 24, 2008. Okay. It's also really useful for hoarding Helios monster to tribute quickly and to keep DD survivor from hitting the grave and was seen as an infinite body breath. Seen on Wiki seems like a D draw for Dart deck, but worse. Bro, what are you smoking? Seeing as a move from play, you don't have a dark or get discard your hand. This is like same as like plot discussion here. What did you walk into? 2008 form. Can it work with Dark World? I still want this deck. Hopefully pull it at a preview. One thing it says remove one Dark World, but do you have to remove it from hand? Oh, it is from hand. Okay. Don't have to if you have no dark. Nah, I need to draw. I mean, like I have no starter. I need to activate. Okay. Pawn some sorta. No, it says remove. Card seems good. Too good. Are you sure it's real? 1年不登录账号，那可能不行. Okay, so the AOL still works, but if you don't log in for more than a year, your account gets deactivated. So probably, I don't think he's using the same email. I know it's on a weekend off, but it seems too good. Probably from anywhere. Nah, it's from hand, bruh. Imagine anywhere, bruh. That'd be too much though. I just read it where you remove the dark. They just confusing you. They confused. They don't know how to read. They ain't how to remove from hand. Okay, first person knowing how to read. Maybe discard her hand doesn't mean the dark work cards activate. If it is from your pre-existing hand, it is a very good card. Graveyard 100% better. Field worse but not terrible. Commentary said from your hand. This did not. I guess it's from anywhere. Why is everybody Wait a sec. What does the fucking card says? Draw 2 cards and remove from play. From your hand. From your hand. Apologize, I thought you meant the Ferromine one from play. Okay. Oh my fucking god. I guess it's a real card. I just saw it on. Oh my god. Shonen Jump? They had it, wait, on a magazine? It's ultra rare in the set. It's supposed to be kind of hard to get. P to DN. Highly desirable car. Likely pull from my last pack. Tell the one I had, then lose on a sudden price drop. Sad face. Aside from that, it's beyond good. Tomato become useful. Wow, quite a lot of replies in one day. Panther Nardness, I see it. If anyone pulled us at the preview tomorrow, hopefully me, it does indeed exist. Bruh. Then I'll make sure to ask him or where you have to remove a dark room. Says on the card draw, they're removed from your hand. It's from the hand after drawing it in discussion. Yeah, minus 200. Okay, Malus did not fucking need to use the Lord of Darkness. It was because everything was like limited. Okay, so we had to fucking use that shit. Okay. Oh my fucking god. Exactly what it is. Okay. OCG 后来才红出 V Jump。不是，他们说他们在上他们说这个卡是不是真的？说，然后有人说在收人证上看到，所以我不知道他说是杂志还是什么。This makes me feel like my cards are outdated. This is a 2008 card. Alert of Darkness isn't even now, like, it's not being used in meta right now anyway, so at least in advance. All good, all good. Thank you. What's this? Dark is better than normal, yes. What are they going to next? Make a dark version of falling cards. Non-spill casting area. 2-man cell battle. What? I'll stab Konami Swing of memories. Good card makes you want to run. Scout play. Good too. Okay. The randoms aren't. Somebody pulled it. 没有啊，他们都说这个卡很好啊。Nobody says this card is shit here. Run 3 and my Darvish and OTK. Back it again. OTKs in 2 turns. I'm going to Shonen. Oh, this is the tournament, no? Before there was fucking YCS? Right? It was wasn't it called Shonen something? Pro as usual. That's obvious. Yeah. SJC. Theory doesn't make much sense. What? This card? Oh. Point of cards to be used as 1 trap for normal. Card is awesome. Okay, awesome. Okay, it's like 100% people think it's good. Learned interesting, but I find the beginning of the end as one of those cards are crazy. What's beginning of the end? Oh, this is this is the Lightsworn card. It's $100+. So we're in like we're going in like timeline. So like still 2008, but like September now. Charge of Light Brigade. Bleh. Oh yeah, you mill yourself, which is more than a pro in Lightsworn to get a free surge. Definitely worth the secret rare slot and his money. Should go to get 3 if you're already running Lightsworn anyways. Faster Lightsworn version of Rhoda. EUDE? Oh, upper deck? Wait, is this upper deck? Is this upper deck? No, how to make money? Yeah, see, 7 or more Dark One, Graveyard, draw 3. There's not... Was there a lot of mill effects back then, though? Must for Lightsworn. Tia Leaf said. Yeah, upper deck no has to make money. Correct. Wait. So no, is they're saying that because it's in the secret rare slot? I'm assuming an OCG it wasn't. Good, but shouldn't be a secret rare. Yeah. Pretty sure it's worth 100+. How to rip people off. Also been discussing. Yeah, entertainment. That's the E. I see. Yeah. Upper deck entertainment. Secret rare, so gotta open more packs. Well, okay, I'm assuming the OCG wasn't secret rare, right? So probably $100 for rarity. Have 3 and Leicester, you'll be well. Let's not say not too bright to play it. Click shiny button. Nice art too. The dog out of it. The dog is okay. You didn't see this in my Leicester deck? Are you named Helen Kellerwood, bruh? Saying that you're blind, bruh. So this is hashtag play to win. Still legal this today? Yeah, the dog, no? Was the dog ever banned? Hasn't even said that, yeah. Has there been good? Oh, no, you're talking about the mill. Yeah, I mean, Having 7 Dark Marns and removing 5 takes like a while, unless you're running grass. Right, so 没有吵架. Yeah, nobody's arguing right here, huh? I don't see anybody arguing here. There should be. I don't know. Great card. Yeah, must. Okay, free mail. Yeah. Yeah, where's some actual fucking unk beef here battle? Joy and log. This is how you know when there's no arguments. Is like everybody like, unless you're fucking stupid, like 99% of people agree that this is like good. 假卡太强大了，没人吵。Morning. Opponent adds a card. Oh yeah, joy and log, huh? Or it's perfect to stop draw FTKs. Why is there a giant creepy giant card behind him, by the way? Probably has something to do with the Envo. Like the art, don't know why. Side against Dragzondia? Side against any FTK. Guy, they are siding Joy and Lockbird. We'll just get it for the art. Troll and Lockbird! Not side deck worth even. Oh, not even side deck. It was 500 times. Yeah, nobody's searching. No searching here. So fun card represents the harmony between trolls and moderators. Wait, this is 2010. We're at 2010 now. Okay. Fuck you, Gusta FTK. I'm side in 3. Yeah, they're locked. Yeah. 5 of these only because I love the art. Chainable to duality, they lose their duality that way. Side against any FTK. Unless they get incredibly lucky, you solve for a turn if you draw this. Banjo often said do not lose this turn, lose on the next. But then again, its pick is awesome. Okay, everybody likes sort of like the Charmer, yeah. They lose the duality that way. Doesn't only activate after a card had already been added to hand. The floor is okay. I'm gonna just buy the bundles and pull tomorrow. Same water suitor charmers, yeah. Had it in TCG. Useful against new coming 6 samurais. It's called Dro and Lockbird, but in all instant on the art and typing the actual monster is the boy day. Is the boy a bird? Is the bird a boy? Are they the same thing? I don't what? What's GI? Oh, I don't get it. Okay. It's called Joint Locker, but an instant on the art and typing the actual monster is the boy thing. Is it a boy bird? Or okay. I think Dro is the boy. The bird is the lock bird. You don't people don't see a bird in the image. Makes a lot of sense. Okay. Ideas were thick involving the duo are forming my head. We have a fucking AO3 writer here. Imagine Dro being Wynn's rival? Why? Art reminds me of N Circuser. Discard Dro and Lockbird. Congratulations, you can't add cards to your hand, nor can you settle summon this turn. Okay. Here, we have Maxi. 2011, August. Now that we're entering a tour guide based format, I'm betting this will see a lot more main deck plays since it cancels out the pluses made through tour guide. And Livio plays also the red blue pill effect Veiler. Both available will be used more. There's such more Luzzy though. What's Luzzy? So awesome. Then pluses didn't someone here deck out when they use this on Fables. Mainly with my Smochi decks. What's Smochi? Small was Smoochy. But I wish it was level 1, so I use it with Mystic Piper. Anything good so far. We saw an AOL email. uh, no arguments yet. This is how you know these cards are good. No, like, yet. So we'll see. Is this card bad reaction to Smoochy? Oh. Oh yeah, Smallfoot was not here, and was Smallfoot already out? This is probably, I don't know. This is written 2011 right now. That'll be a brilliant tech in upcoming formats. Also, loosely in Black Garden deck. Single play, draw one each time you use such on normal summon. It's not normal, just special. Need to get one. Just one? Will be good. Tech next format. Not to mention the fact if you're doing it right, your opponent is now left with a field with 5 crap tokens. Unless they're running Monarch, they're screwed for a turn. Or you could use the earlier tokens to revise something for more shenanigans. Fragrant Storm? Crazy Draw Engine 2. That if you stack this card effect. Doesn't work, you are the player signal summoning because Black Garden is your card max. He doesn't say when a monster fails summon to your opponent's field, yeah. Imagine if that happened. That would be like a Retta version though. It's like turn 2 if you use it, like they have if they sell summon, they draw a card or some shit. Quite annoyed that Black Garden doesn't work. I like it when Yu-Gi-Oh card makers run and I just sit here and nod. What? I found a ruling convert that doesn't work. Okay, yeah. The Black Garden thing. Hate this card because of you, bruh. Then pluses. Trade $5 of stuff with this win. Trade this for what? Callus? Loss. Trade about $5 for of stuff for a set of magnets win. Card is alright. Gadgets. I drew 10 times less, got shitty draws from it. If you drew 10 times and you can't play, your deck is, I don't know what your deck is, like Brick City. Either OTK. Thought about chaining number 17, but I had a fishy feeling that something else was happening. Thought that Gemini Pro in extra. Okay, they're talking about like specific uses here. I see what you did there. What is he quoting here? Warn you about multiplying with bunnies. I don't know what I want. Raiga's breeding like rabbits? What's Raigia? I warned you about multiplying with bunnies. Nerd. Oh. Yeah. Oh, I can't. This is like, I open it, but then it doesn't work for some of the Pojo time back. So this is another. Wait, this is like another newly reviewed then, no? Right here. Review 2014. Form inside joke, bruh. Well, the rabbit is just sexting, no? That's like duplicating, that's what they're saying, no? Traditional 2.33, advanced 3.25. Why is it always these people? They're like the moderator, no? King of Lullaby and Dark Paladin. New card. Honestly, I wouldn't fault anyone using this as a tech outside of artifacting. Wait. This is 2014, so... Was Link out? Link was out, right? 这 Link 出来了吗？ No, 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 Link's not out. Yeah, no, yeah, now it's not. Yeah, Link is not out. Yeah, Link is 2016. No, because I was like, wait, it's not out because that was still Arc 5. Came out with Shadal, Burning Abyss, Telnet IC, Telnet, okay. R 4.5 out of 5. Also, this got TCG censor, no, or something, I think. Even though you can't see his crotch area? Or is that just Lancia? Because you can see the bottom. Set this card from your hand to yeah, okay, this effect. Interesting effect with only a small number of cards like Toy Magician or Silver Slington having this effect. Yeah, Lancia got censored for sure. Link's pre-debuted in mid 2017. Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. Very good card. Not bad for oh yeah, good card for artifacts. Not a bad for other deck. Only really letdowns like their poor defense. Yeah, 900, huh? 3 out of 5, 3.7, and 5 out of 5. That was XC area. Link wasn't until later down. Like no, yeah. 2014 was Arc 5. So Link was not like it was after that. Then Link came out. Traditional 3/5 Heavy Storm Harvey Feather Duster. Vance 2.5 R35. MST. Saw by big play for me from happening that turn. Still will from one trade. Get on effects when you set it. Doesn't play. Okay, the fool is. They're saying that because people play MST, so like you don't need to like summon it yourself on the. Yeah, Pendulum Era. Yeah. That's what I mean. It's Arc 5. So no Link yet. Notice how in the themes of light attribute mods always get some edgy dark members as TCG World Premiere cards. Oh yeah. This is one of the World Premiere cards, right? Those black Vujins that are still light attributes. Now we come to Artifact Seeds, who is not dark but also has a dark color scheme, yeah. Notice how also don't follow the theme naming as strictly as they should. Huh? Appropriately destroy being called such when the usual name scheme was Exopropriacy. Now we come to Artifact Safe, who has the generic name of weapon, whereas the others are named after name weapons. Konami America does not the 90s. the accessory. But like, can't have killer tune. Gotta be cool tunes, guys. Right? Probably the third most common artifact to see in a deck that use any. Yeah, no killer. Snake cannot be killer snake. No killers here, okay? Shadow Hedgehog was reviewed poorly as a game and nerd. The point is randomly making things dark and all, but game man does not make them cooler. Oh, so he's saying that they're making it edgier? No, but it's a generic name, no? That aside. Today's card is Artifact. See, it does the typical artifact thing of being able to be set. Okay, this is artifact. The spec has proven itself to be good. I mean, how could summoning up to 5 monsters in one turn be bad? What makes or breaks Mon is the other effect on the card. This one, my dears, destroy entire strategies. Most deck rely heavily on extra deck for their powers. Yeah, destroy this special summon it with this effect when your opponent does something that lets. Yeah, okay. Generic stuff about it being level 5 and like giving me access to. I already knew that, I'm sure. Traditional 1 out of 5, advanced 3.5 out of 5. 这还没 link 呢，这个时候 A5 的时候这是 yeah. Like when Lee came out, then I knew about this because of the link block with Light Twins. Like after Link came out, like everybody has to go to the link line basically. Well, most of the things have like Link, and then this is like, you know. Okay, let's see. Theosophy plus this equals nope JPEG. Yeah. Fuck this card. Awesome name and card. Stupid effect? Why not just lock all special summon while you're at it? Like legitly, this card solves so many problems, and it's splash but like every other artifact. Seriously, fuck you. Well, fuck. Oh, for the love of seriousness, I'm not surprised at the sneak peek, and it's an artifact. To be honest, definitely a card people are trying to obtain 3 at the sneak seeing. Pretty good. Hello, hello. Fuck this card. Awesome naming card. Yeah, okay, yeah. Sue effect. Where are the negates at? Seriously. Everybody hates this. This is more hate than Maxi. 不玩新烙印，我就烙印都不起，好吧。Concerning the scenes be based on death, the name doesn't have to mean anything in that respect, as that particular state does not really have a name. That's to say, unless other artifact names in this fashion had been revealed. Card is a bag of BS waiting to happen. Which artifact? The link lock, this name. This one. Artifact seed? In 2014. Makes sense? Well, this is just evil. Like to say more, but pretty much just summed up. Doesn't look like parakeet at all. Roll eyes! Holy crap! Holy crap! Holy crap! Fucking hell yes! Oh, we have a lover here. Fix so god dang amazing. It's in what? Preos? What's Preos? N is made after C. Holy hell! Seriously? Primal Origin packs? What the fuck is that? Yeah. Look, does that mean like back in my day on 2002 Pojo, everybody was respectful and didn't curse and there was no argument. Okay, to be honest, it's like no, this just means that everyone is fed up with the shit. 不对，这说明以前没有人有反应，是因为当年才刚开始这个游戏没几年。现在已经经历了10年了。This is already like 10 years. This is 10 years. The game is out. The game is already 10 years old, so nobody wants to take shit anymore. 互联网很神奇吧 Okay, who had access to like computer in like 2002? Probably like I don't know. You might have to be rich or something, no? Like probably like high educated or something, no? 2002年在论坛上有互联网这个，是不是可能还有门槛啊？ Definitely some anti-spamming deck sentiment amongst casual player. Everything here is casual. No, these are not like professional force. I was 6. I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't think 2002 everybody had like computers and were on forums though. Power Origin was the name of the set it came in. I see. Hmm. I'm spazzing out over here. Bro, orgasming right here. Now I need some help. Obviously, this is a 3 artifact, but what should be done to get him in? 1 or 2, what do you guys say? And what I would just take out Achilles for him. Dual Strand was definitely on the it sucks train at the time. Really? So is it good or bad at the time? 2002, it was starting to be widespread. I see. 以前上很贵，Discard template JPEG. What does template JPEG mean? Since you probably shouldn't be running Archleys anyways, I'll take out the eggs. Maybe a fill non, maybe a trap instead too, since you won't need to be destroying their sub when they can't summon their turn. Think the JPEG link broke. Oh, it doesn't work anymore. Since you probably shouldn't be running. Okay, I actually run it before. So how many copies? Okay, they just building the card deck now. Other than the name, I like it. Might be trouble, but definitely enjoy stuff that punishes the XEs and synchro plays. Tash should be lower though. Yeah, 2002, huh? What? Victory Scratch? Punches Fusion plays too, just a note. Stop Pendulum Recursion from the extra deck too, as I understand. The card was original template. Ah. Like blank? Template means like a blank card, right? No, like this image is intact. Seize this card. What does this mean? Name is amazing in my opinion. I mean, it's bad as weapon, so the name is funny. What's the name in OCG? Isn't it okay? I know we call it like Death, like Reaper or something. 死连 OCG 叫什么？卡梅。Just notice the attack stack giving hype so badly. Template sample, yeah. With a name, but image broke. That Scyther? Yeah, that's what we call it. So they just change it. They censor the death, right? They censor the death and just made it artifact of something. 这又是 TCG 和谐。你们知不知道沙雕也有被和谐？ Yeah, 就有这个。Okay, yeah. So yeah, they just like censored the death basically. Yeah, it was a TCG exclusive. Well, I'm looking at cards that were TCG exclusive except Yada, but later on they're in OCG, right? So the OCG name is like it has death in it. It's weird because CG got it first and OG got it imported. Yeah. 对，叫 Kutun， 不能 Killer，Killer Snake 也是那个是叫不叫杀手，是叫杀手蛇。Yeah, Killer can't be Killer. No. Can't be Death. No. Yeah, Death same. Final. 他末凉的那个也是 Death 改成 Final 嘛。I hate Kikutun. I guess Kutun rolls off better than Killer Tune because it's shorter. I don't know, but like I didn't know. Well, I didn't know how to fucking read kick. Like I didn't know you're supposed to announce the cool, and I know all the cards in Chinese. Like, and then it's like it's basically killer tuning, and then you shorten it. It's like kill, it's like kill. It's like 4 letters, and then we just shorten it into 2. So it's like kill and then like tune. So it's like kill tune. We like in Chinese we say that. So that's what I know. What it is. Same with like Scythiers because like I know the name is like we call it Sliera, so it's like that's like Death Scyther or like Reaper. Kutu sounds like cool. Yeah, I didn't know it was supposed to pronounce it like that. 双面杀手来着. Ah. They're supposed to be killers in lore. You're gonna be censored and just play DJ, okay? Just be DJs. Almost at toward the one Ishidel Midrash to hinder artifacts. 杀人蛇, yeah. Cannot settle summon for an extra deck. Considering artifact shenanigans in general, this card is absolutely beautiful. Ooh. Demon Black. Threats throw through the form and there's no threat of this yet. And you ninja'd me to the max gear. Maybe I'm just a scrub. Can't read, especially since this was another mastery. TCG, good job. Just good job. Staple this and mono tag and everything. What? Anyway, I could see this. Run one maybe a non-artifact deck is more splashable. It's the head of the R&D. Oh, that's the name. Had a lot of posts on Podark about this guy. Wait, do I know that person? I don't know. I've seen some interview of probably not. I don't know, but like there has been ex-employees that from the R&D that like design architects, right? But they're not working, like they don't work there anymore. But they've been on like interviewer podcasts. That Bill? Okay, yeah, I'm thinking about him then. Okay. But like this is like similar, right? That's like their job in R&D is like similar to no. Thread post almost 4 hours ago. Hate this card. Didn't need to deserve this anyway. Insanely good looking right now. Not looking for it to the future. I see. I am the true god of blindness, moves into a wall. What makes this card special is that for players who actually bother to make it pure artifacts, the artifacts that gives them leverage against evil Swara, and of course 99% of trending good decks had to rely on extra decks. So like for a turn that leaving an opponent vulnerable was good, yeah. I have one Arcing Eye, and that is not so good a condition at the moment, but still my apologies. Serious question, what deck comes out on top in a chromatically artifact versus Marsh Ruler. Rulers is almost out to pure muscle since unlike Chronoticophas, rulers are beefy as fuck. We're doomed. Actually like this card. Fuck the Asher deck. That isn't okay, no, that's not extra deck, but there was like I loved Pojo when I was younger. So you're on here. We can find you here. Is that what you're saying? Please kill these softy now things. You're using this before they use Shadow Fusion. You're over predicting 9 out of 10. You're going to get screwed over it. Main concern with it is that they might change the name of the others to something lame like Artifact Axe, Artifact Bow, and stuff. Definitely don't want that. Scythe doesn't sound so bad, but they have named it a legendary Scythe or something something. I don't know. Somehow helps even out the parallels of OCG and TCG in terms of exclusive. But yeah, they thinking that OCG is not gonna get that shit. It's been a while. Also, this is already after the banlist split, right? 2014, right? This is yeah. This guy doubted Chanel weren't going to be good. Yoda. Oh my god, look at this. Oh my god, it shows last visit. Okay, I just wanted to see this icon, that's why. Sumi Chanel are going to be shit. I don't know, man. This card is an overkill in my opinion, as if destroying a mon during the opponent's turn with Curiosity, Mora, Letak was not enough. I find interesting how it automatically becomes better as more good artifacts are revealed. Since this card is not named after a legendary weapon, I hope that doesn't mean TG will translate artifact names to artifact axe. Bull. Which would be lame. Do they? I don't need to do that, no. Blue guy and red guy. Do it, Konami. Kamai? Oh, he just typed it. Okay. Yeah, okay. Card is busted. Saw it coming, but this is absurd. Not really that busted. I think some people are reacting to this card. Looks into the mirror. Card that doesn't let you play are pretty dumb, thanks. Yeah, base. Yeah, okay. Makes entering a sneak peek more worth it if anything goes. +1 fire, a better matchup against Artifact. God no complaints. Regardless of MTG or Yu-Gi-Oh, artifacts are crazy power. What MTG? This is what's going on in Yu-Gi-Oh now. This is like that image where like you speak and then they throw you out the window, basically, that cartoon thing. Around this time, OCD also got exclusive for Zexo anime archetype that we wouldn't have in a while. Is that the Yuma card? There was some jealousy that TCG exclusive weren't as good. I don't know. I feel like I don't know. It's like I don't know. Like TCG is just never gonna be on this level on OCG because OCG is like their main. Like OCG specifically, like JP is gonna have more good shit because they JP. It's like that's just how it's gonna be. I know. Oh, right here. There's there gonna be some arguments here actually. Here, a new draw card. We draw 2 cards at a specially step class. Oh, here. Duelist grounds. This is we should be looking at meta shit here, no? Right? Not some Pojo casual. Let me see. The Game Academy Online.com. Does this thing work? Does this thing still works? Is this site still alive? Look at the old Magic logo. Always buying, selling, trading. Obviously, we can roll out a Zodiac, other shitty combo FTK decks because you risk combo pieces being banished. But what about normal decks? Basically, just a draw two for most decks. Repano Hive? Throw back to Diamond Dude. What Diamond Dude? Oh wait, wait, that's what we just played. No, that's the D hero thing. No, is that what he's saying? Yes, that's the hero. Oh my god. What the fuck? Someone tell me that's a translation error. 2016. Okay, this is like not like that boomer. Okay, this is like 10 years ago. Attention to that Diamond Dude. I was like, wait a sec, Diamond Dude. It's not, it literally says from Konami. Banner top 10 cards, face down, draw 2. Confirm it yourself, bruh. Bruh. Broken. What the fuck's this? Yu-Gi-Oh! The Secret Forces single cards. Oh yeah, what's this? This card attack and defense are each equal to the number of your remove from play cards times 400. Oh, hey, did this was this a combo? It could yeah. Is this a thing? Have you seen Diamond Dude Turbo? We just played it. I played it yesterday. I was literally playing that. I was literally playing Destiny Heroes with Diamond Dude yesterday. Nanju, yeah. Bruh. What the fuck? I mean, if we're going to ban mains, Chaos and what? Chaos and Emperor and Dragon? We ever decided we need a third, fourth, or fifth Dark Hole? It's a lot of cards, but if you think about it, also this card thins your deck by 12. I guess the first two you slam, the second one you think about it, you probably want to get to activate your third. Wonder if the deck with a lot more than 40 cards could possibly have some value playing this card. Minus one activation. Oh, I forgot about. Wait, where is it? Oh, right here. Minus one, bruh. Neta. Yeah. Wait, why did he got minus? This sounds normal. Okay, what's the difference between ground duelist and duelist? It was a thing, but Manju doesn't have an archetype associated with it, so it was primarily useful in generic piles. So splashable engines, basically. Not even engine, just splashable shit. Like 99% Yada, basically. Minus one is an ending. The bad post gets like minus 10 or more. I mean, this is the same as Reddit, basically. The upvote and downvote, no? I guess the first one you slam, the second one you. Oh, it doesn't say. Okay, yeah. Oh, look, he just guessed minus one again. Run 3, I'm an idiot. Wait, you start with 5, 6 cards usually. Using 3 of these leaves you 5, 4 cards in deck. Oh, you guys are forgetting D9. Wait, I'm skipping something. Oh, here it is. Yeah, okay, no, he's just. That's why. Okay. DD Dynamite, this card instantly sets a 3k damage by itself. That's game damage if you manage to use the card twice if your opponent ever uses a copy. It's still a ding, yeah. This is one of those cases where it might be best to use 2. However, running through probably means more chance to actually 2 and do, yeah. Ashley, I'm an idiot, run 3. Now I'm seeing a few cards banded face down to pass. What are some details on that? Does Necroface still return those cards in Neural Summit? No, I don't think so, Ray. I can look at them and know what's bandaged correct, yes. My opponent, however, cannot. Wait, can they? They can't. No. Yeah, we can't. No. Wait, I forgot. Of course, any deck trying to survive on gimmick is sure to banish those cards. It's just fun to hypothesize. This is not a gimmick. What are you talking about? Yeah, opponent can't, right? Yeah. You can look at them. Your opponent can't. No. Oh, right here. Yeah, Nigger Phase does return it. Oh, they do return them? Bruh. You can look at them. Yeah. Okay. Huh. Things like Nigger Phase will work. Okay. This is just a 3 staple in almost anything. Absolutely retarded. Gender fucking white male. Not everyone can be a master. Pot of stupidity. ACP? What's ACP? What ACP? Oh yeah, that's his name. What about that? Oh, he's administrator? Alan C. Pennington? Wait, I reacted to him, no? Wait, isn't he the person that did the rap? Yes? Ah. I see. I see. Necrophase trigger will not activate if banished face down. Yeah, but pot is not banished face down. Is it still good? I don't know. Is it? I can read a Konami article now. Old school listeners may remember the powerful classic Pot of Green and Pot of Community just like that. Only a banished 10 card from the top of your deck face down. A powerful card to be sure, but players will have to be careful about how many copies to use their deck so they don't deck out. Why is this 36 likes? It's copy pasting. He topped with it a long time ago. I see. Having said that, give me a job. What? What? Why? Because he was copy pasting the info. You guys are forgetting D Dynamite. This card instantly sets up 3K. Okay, yeah. Neural Trap and Flit. Sorry, man, that doesn't do what you think unless you're specifically citing against this card. Please don't. Any way to make this work? Okay, that PNG not working. Considering that product community does go to the grave after you use it. Oh yeah. This is called product community, not a desire. Is it likely that chaos greed can make it work? This bundle of stick guy. Wait, bundle of stick guy. Oh, this dude here. Please don't. Wait, can I click? Oh, I can't. Oh, I could. I don't think I want to do that though. I think on Duelist Ground you could they have locations. Like you could dox yourself on this. I mean, yeah, I'm assuming you put it in yourself, so. Alright. Next page. Loading. Uh-oh. Does it not work? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, let's go. Okay, this is slowly loading. Macrocosmos. Deity Scout plane, let's go. Never mind, that doesn't even work. Down cards in deck won't even be an issue with this card, but if it is in some decks, I was going to write a piece about situation where going over 40 just survival anyway to help aim at some pretty fucking stupid dog. Most people have about it anyway, that would just be one of them. I mean, it's just fucking simple math. There needs to be an exchange of the spirit type card that swaps the graveyard base. What? Spell Striker. Spicy meme card. I'm just rating his gender there. Oh god, between this and the 3 card of the missed things are getting scary for potential future brainless set floodgate summon monster cancer decks. Gonna be super awkward and warning everywhere when people try to search and then realize their targets are banished. On the bright side, you're allowed to look at your face down banished cards, so it would actually still be player's fault and no arbitrary warning would ever be issued in this situation. Squiddy? Oh, Squiddy, bruh. Really, I always thought I always thought you couldn't since you can on Dueling Network. What's up these? Network by hurrying over the Bureau requires monster and FD banished cards can't be confirmed as monsters, so no. Oh, face down. I see. Am I lagging? I shouldn't be. Okay, I did drop. Okay, that's fine. More like positivity. Aren't Ami Rete? Somebody already posted that for the. Oh, that's the broken PNG. Fa. I can read the Konami article now. Aaron's so good at Yu-Gi-Oh that he finally hard rates Konami themselves. Rest in Peach, is that supposed to be ass? It's plain dumb and it's probably going to be Duality 2.0 in terms of price for a single. Okay, what was Duality 1.0's price? Oh, that's the community thing, no? He's the Chroma poster guy. What Chroma poster? At least it's not an FTK enablers, so I'm less upset about it than about Chicken Game. Okay. The Suking profile. Ah. Okay. All you need is this Primal Seed and the BLS on the field, and you got yourself a Korean Bandit on crack. Simple. I'm going to break the fuck out of this card. Nothing personal, but when the last time somebody said that and actually made good on their word. Exactly, fucking bait. Jeff Jones? Jeff Jones, after he opens a newsstand, looks at the Jane Commons and it makes the deck the flavor of the month after event. -1. It's more so the fact that most of you players don't realize when card decks are actually really good or really bad, and he just takes advantage of that. I'm sure if someone does that math, they'll find out that this card is bad. Banishing within a 28% of your card is likely to only have a positive result a very small number of times. Oh, hey, somebody's doubting the plot. Duality was $150 on release. How about Desire? If you play more than 40 cards, your odds of drawing this goes down, and in general, you're likely to have a less optimal deck. Bro doesn't know math here. I mean, you're getting a +1 and making your deck 24, 25 cards, which in theory makes it that much more consistent. Banishing Tengu face down does not make your deck more consistent in the sense that you're more likely to draw good cards from a 24 card deck than from a 34 card deck. Since the banishing is completely random, the chances of drawing any specific card doesn't change. However, you potentially lose a card in a deck that you could have added to your hand with card effects, and this can significantly lower the ceilings of decks that depend on continuously searching out cards to keep the pressure and card advantage going. For example, before BA was hit all it really took to access every BA monster in your deck was one draft or one Scarm, and so the plays you had access in the game wasn't limited to what you drew, but to what you had left in the deck, and banishing 10 cards face down would decrease these resources you had access to, and so the consistency at which you could access this full power could decrease by banishing 10 cards face down. So if anything, you see a decrease rather than an increase in consistency by making your deck thinner in this matter. Burning Abyss, You're trading 10 cards for 2 cards, and this isn't some little kid you're ripping off. There, it's yours. Okay, just gotta wait for the load. No. Yeah. Haven't played in years, but am I doing this right? Amount of people who think this deck thinning is too damn high. So that's wrong? Is that what he's saying? Bro, you could share this post. You could share the comment by itself. Car looks terrible. -2. You're giving it way too much. Even totally wouldn't be an overstatement of your late game for a +1. Imagine playing a Necros Mirror with 4 Vicious Spell to your opponent's 6 or 5 Giant Rulers to your opponent's 8. That's what this spell does for +1. Unless they're playing something like Mermills, which wins duels by OTKing with 6 card in the open hand. I don't touch this card. I won't touch this card. Card looks terrible. Let me tell you about how I'm going to be sad that I banished 3 Giant Ruler, then got to draw 2 cards, and got to search for those. I haven't pulled yet. I'm pulling tomorrow, so. Well, I'm just buying the bundles basically. I saw a lot of people got the overframe from the bundle. Also, people getting royals, so I'm not like crazy about them though, so it's fine. Pretty much every deck is being played like an OTD deck nowadays. Yeah, even if you don't literally reduce your opponent's life points to 0, the first 1-3 turns of the duels more often than not determine how the game will end, and unless you banish cards you need to search during these turns, pot of stupidity just swings the early turn so much into your favor. Right. That was 250 on release, but that was in 2008. Wasn't the what's that thing called? OTS adult the what's that thing? 1915 attack. Wasn't that that wasn't 250? No, that was more than 250 though. I was playing RV about that time and still playing RV, bruh. Okay, but RV just got support, no? Yes, Medical Chaser. Is Medical Chaser is more than 250, and that's before 2008, no? Yeah, that was what, 2004? Other than picks in this thread, what card can interact with face down banish cards? For some reason, nobody's mentioned Spy Frame. Oh my god. Lord Omega in the past 50 posts, but he can. One big reason community is worth looking at is because Shirinu Sage, one card Omega with zombies. Since you banish your top 10 and can see them, Omega gets to unbanish more options than just Mizuki. This. I can't see the banishing being problematic with 3 O's and prevalent searching. It might be cause you to build your deck differently. But I doubt Narania will be correct for most decks. Other than Omega. This card is a killer in zombies as it essentially decks for zombies to return with Omega, banishing Mizuki, or Spectral Sword essentially brings the card into play with Omega. It would be incredibly unlikely to banish all your Mizukis with one before making a play, and even if you did, you could still make an Omega with Sage and Spectral Banish or a Uni plus 1 mon. Yeah, Chaser, yeah, 2003, 2004, so. And it was more than 250, no. Rules of banishing a card face down state, according to Wikia, that you can only interact with face down banish card through the fact that you banish the card face down with like Espargro, for example, meaning that You cannot target face down Vanish card with things like Virio from a different edition, Miracle Dig, or Omega's effect to return a mon to the grave. -4 here. It's still this person's wrong. If an effect targets a Vanish card, it has to target a face-up Vanish unless it explicitly states otherwise. Stop being bad. Yeah, this is gonna be a really nightmare, nah? Do you even play Yu-Gi-Oh? There's no such thing as a late game. If you aren't ultimately dominating your opponent by the end of your turn 1, you're doing it wrong. I don't know, I passed 5. I set 5 paths. Man, if cards like Vero and Miracle Dig could work, certain decks could have a field day. Probably a good reason is face down though, because face up would have been too good for a lot of decks. Kind of upset there's no card to take your whole sack of was RFG. Cards and put them in the yard. To the yard, I know Necroplace puts them back to deck, but graveyard is where it's at. How many bad things have we read? Not a lot, no. Actually, the most is happening right now with Desire. I think number 1 from today's rating is we saw a. Where here? Let me show you. Where is it? It's in the Yada Ray. No, it's not this. It's not Yada. It's Allure. Hey, right here. You see this? Okay. Back to this. The rules for managing stop being bad. As far as the rule book goes, not seeing anything that makes face down monster special. The information is private, so it is logical that something like Vero wouldn't work, but the face down card is still a card, so Mega should work. Previously ruling states that you can add face down cards with Primal Seed, so it should be granted to work with Omega. Based on Primal Seed, this is wrong. Cards like Omega or Primal Seed can still be used. Cards like Miracle Dig or Bureau from the DD cannot. Never mind, too slow. Thought Omega said monster and not card. I'm the baddie here. I'm the baddie here, haha. Sure, a lot of you are going to make the same mistake I did. It's a matter of specifics. Still, though, that rulebook you linked was pretty ambiguous on face down magic card in general. Let's hope Konami revises that when this card drops. This card will be good in decks that don't run skeletons specifically put in there for searching. What's IE? You're gonna have a bad time if you exile your Lone Luster if you draw face off. Could probably still be good enough in those decks too. Pretty sure this card falls under the category of too good not to run, but variance is a bitch. What variance? Oh, it's IE, yes, it's a for example, Brett. Just capitalize. Squiddy is only so confident in his bet because he knows in a week the ice cream sandwich will melt. What does that mean? Yeah, it's fantastic for a deck you just jam full of 3 of, since the odds of hitting all 3 of the card in Banish 10 is low, starting with 5 cards already drawn in 0 copies, about 2%. Yeah, let's go math! Not counting upstart, for example, for a deck side, while getting 1 off the draw is pretty cool. Pretty much. And a pendulum decks, for example, it basically doesn't even matter what card you hit. They're all just scales in the end, and you will mostly be able to slap 5 guys on the board all the same. Yeah, 1.9%. It's a really stupid thing to say a player is not good, but rather others are just bad. As if there's a way to measure this besides comparing one player to another. If everyone is very terrible and one person is just terrible, that person would be a Yu-Gi-Oh god and demolish the competition. As far as vanishing Tengen, it's really the same thing as milling a card isn't worth than drawing it, with the exception being searchable cards. Then again, this card is very good because you could combo out search cards you need first before activating this card. And when you can't combo, you use this card with the risk of milling pieces you rather want in your deck, but it's low risk, high reward, so it's better than alternative, which is not having combat at all. Yeah, it's not like the other pots where you have to use it the first thing in main phase, or like it's like the first thing you have to do. So it's like, right, like no restriction when to use it. To be fair, we don't know which decks will be relevant when this is released. However, if we're going to hypothetically put this in a current deck, it should be a 3 of anything besides Monarch. And Draco Pal, is this Paleos? The only card you're worried about banishing is Lesser, and even then you have Masked Chameleon to still to make Ingister. You shouldn't care if you banish the other one because if you have high potential to draw what you would have searched anyways to make skills. In Cosmo, it will dig for the ship or pilot you need with a low risk banishing all copies of Destroyer, which would suck, obviously, but that shouldn't happen too often. Oh, the Performer! Okay. Feel like this could allow Espadrille and Psychic shenanigans as well as Diak. Never mind, it don't worry, bruh. What's with like them posting and then immediately afterwards, like just be like, oh shit, wait, never mind, that shit don't work. Gotta say that so they don't get -1 here. Not sure how it's an auto of 3. To be honest, playing 2 of these is ruining half your deck. Point blank draw power is good. Draw power at the expense of potentially important racers and deck not so much. Wouldn't it be a 3-off? You search a card you don't want to vanish first before playing this card. If you aren't able to make a play with your other 4 to 5 cards, you play this card and the odds are the 2 draws are better than the 10 vanish because, well, you weren't going to make a play anyway. Yep. And now you might have banished certain pieces you wanted in your deck, but with 6-7 cards in hand, there should be other plays available to you as well. At worst, you're trading cards in the deck for a free draw. At best, you're just getting a free draw. If you draw 2, yes, that is half your deck, but even if you play 1 copy and leave the other one in hand, that would be comparable of drawing 2 upstart. Now, if you still can't combo, you play the second copy, yeah. And that's when you have 7, 8 cards in your hand with half of your deck being vanished. I think that's almost always better than having only 5, 6 cards in hand with 35 in deck. Even if you play a lot of cards such as Brilliant, Fusion, Genex, Unneed, if you draw them in your opening, you can use them before using Pot of Community, but if you don't draw them, odds of banishing your target with Community and then drawing into Brilliant Unneed are fairly low, and even then, Community is still an off-star Goblin, considering that the Brilliant will be dead, but you drew another card along with it. People are too willing to see this card as a free cantrip when it is literally unusable in anything that isn't 40 good card deck. Or rather, finesse for card advantage than look to sabotage my deck combo for a +1 random card, which I need to extend the very combo I risk destroying. Unplayable anything that isn't normal, banisher set 5. There's no workaround, and using this in a combo deck, this person is wrong. The intention was to give a paradoxical rejection and it worked. I don't think so. I feel like Konami have been trying to make cards like this for trap decks and decks that rely on defensive card and win for reaction in general. Card of this was probably printed with similar decks in mind. It worked on that deck specifically? What do you mean? Well, he just saying basically like your build has to be good because if it's not good, that it's bad, right? That's what that was he was trying to say. Absolute nonsense right here. Using this in something like BA is easily defensible. Graph might be vanished. Bitress made it a lot easier for necessity anyway, being a non BA where you would only really be able to send certain summon Dante. You banish both. Not the end of the world. It was only bringing back Dante pose Vitress. 3 of that you might need to win. The answer is twofold. First, if you open this and none of your 3, because if you do open set 3 of it, it wouldn't be as such of an issue banishing the other 2, obviously, and you only have a 1.8 chance of banishing all 3 in the next 10 if you start by playing this, which is materially a bit less when crossed with just opening another copy, as I said. The other angle of answering of this VA is pretty flexible in that you can have workarounds when you can't use a particular VA. Can't burn with Barbar. You have Nightmare Sharks, can't banish with Farfa. Farfa? Which can still negate a good amount of stuff. That isn't even considering opening cards that could get you then using them first before using this card. At this point, the particular VA you have aren't nearly as important as being able to summon Dante and Vitress. You can obviously solve a lot of other worries when you just max out the ones you want access to while just foregoing the ones that you really don't need at the moment to make up for the new numbers when accounting for non-VAs, meaning taking out stuff like Rubik, blah blah blah. Even Skyrim isn't as important as it was, but I'll still advise for it if only because search for a guy with riches is pretty neat, but it's not the end of the world if you can't if you banish with this card between 3 of this and 2 allure, you're looking at a pretty fast deck. Absolute nonsense. All right here. Using this as something like V is all right here, right here. You aren't wrong, but I'm not unwilling to call a big VA a 40 good card deck. No cards in VA relies on another not without access to Dante and low and absolute nonsense. Like a true refutation, if you wish to call what I said nonsense, not the precipitate of concept that doesn't actually disagree with what I said. Debate time? Well, I'm not going to pretend to know how you classify decks. I think you'll be hard pressed to consider a deck with almost zero standalone cards not a combo deck. B also had no defined good hand. Draw 3 out of 35B is hardly a combo, no more than a trap deck. Wants to draw more than any traps with this. Also largely irrelevant as there's no stretch of imagination necessary to completely big VA with my post. If you like to list any decks to contribute to embarrassing my absolute nonsense, I'm sure you have a large burden, right? Sure, non-FTK Ignite, such as Liz that went first and went for board Charian's Strat. I performed a deck with 3 Guitar Turtles and 3 Lizard Draw. Bill so that vanishing any particular one of a combo piece is not a big deal, as you can revert to other plays. With combos for the 2 dragons, such as summoning stuff before playing it, remember with 3 of stuff like Moling Glacia. That just top of my head, I'm sure there's more. Obviously, you can keep changing what you consider a combo deck to get around this. Like saying that you can play too many of the traps in the night, ignite deck to a point where it isn't combo deck anymore. And much like you seem to have done with VA monsters, once drawing at least 2 is given. But the obvious question will be, where is the arbitrary limit you're placing here? As for me, I don't really bother with the term altogether because classification like that are arbitrary, falsifiable, and pretty useless. You seem more upset about me saying absolute nonsense than anything. You're clearly downplaying how good this card is, though, and how many decks that aren't just gold control you can use this in, regardless of what you want to define them as. You are right, and maybe nonsense. I suppose time will tell which claim holds the weight. Yeah. Some people seem to always have the ability to draw all 3 copies of a card. I wish I could draw face off or wearing so often. Man, a lot of cards you mentioned will crumble if you don't draw pot to actually remove the junk you're adding to your deck to make pot playable. There are always positive and negative consequences when it comes to cards with powerful but detrimental effects. Just change your fucking build! Playing the game with a card and learning from experience does something be any and all theory, especially with cards like this. There are far too many variables to calculate how good this should be in any given time. Given game, bruh. I think this card is very good, but I'm extremely skeptical as to how good, and I wouldn't be playing absolutes that it is a 3 of in every deck like some are just yet. Which one? I mentioned 4. The Ignite deck couldn't be that different from if you didn't have it. I don't think playing 3 Morning is even bad without pot and a lot of other stuff you're max on anyway. The Lizard Turtle actually isn't specific to this card, but was already something floating around. I explained more in depth in earlier posts. The ramification of using it and how isn't bad at all. B is generally another BA because the goal is Dante's and Beatrice, so I don't see this junk is coming here with any of these 4. BA Master, guys. BA Metafy right here. It seems I have not adequately explained to this forum what testing is for. The only 2 things to come from testing should be realizing a situation that you didn't find in theory and just just practicing habits. The latter is far and away the lesser of the two. It's basically a purely analytical practice because any situation that comes up in testing, you can calculate the chance of it happening with something like a hypergeometric calculator, better than getting rough estimates by playing a lot of games, just as you would consider the ramification of a situation thought of in theory. You do so in testing with no intrinsic difference because you understand just because you realize it while testing made no difference moving forward. People seem to think that testing and theory have some antagonistic and mutually exclusive relationship, and I'll tell you that is never true. If your theory doesn't account for situation found in experience or testing, then your theory wasn't good or inclusive as it could have been. There only exists better or worse theories, not no theory. A lot of time, there's a higher chance of coming across situation in testing than in theory, and that's the value of testing. But that doesn't mean they couldn't have come up prior in theory, especially when you're telling me there's a lot of variable, of which I went into several on the post on BA, for instance, on managing three of something, etc. Doesn't really tell me anything. The thing that theory and hypergeometry calculator cannot consider are metagames, hype, what hype? Popularity of certain decks, lucky streaks. While you can certainly try to factor these things, we all know how volatile this game can be, and the fact is, no one can truly ever come close to successfully predicting the future like that. For all we know, some silly build of a random deck becomes incredibly popular due to some Yu-Gi-Oh celebrity. Celebrity? What are you trying to say, huh? Doing well with that forces us to build a certain way that invalidates most theory we're done. Maybe VA are forced to ditch the Beatrice idea completely because of Blossom. As another example, what Blossom? Ash might be forced into running more PKs and drafts. Is it really that easy to simply stare at your top of your head, or would gruel testing needed to be done to really figure out what's best? Why they're saying Jeff Jones? Why Jeff Jones? Don't get me wrong. I do think testing and theory are equally as important and go hand in hand. I can't have on without you can't have one without the other. It's much like the scientific process, but you make it seem like you think testing is meaningless and everybody should have 100% answer just by thinking about it. I mean, that's kind of skill. That's just skill issue, no? If it's just a fucking math problem, saying, well, it doesn't really matter when it's thought about in vacuum, or as if my YCS matches were all go fishing contestants isn't useful in an analysis. Especially when the drawback is as drastic as this, managing one fourth of your full deck is either horrid or meaningless. It's really in between. Easy to come up with simple since X then Y theory, but testing is where that theory gets pushed hard to see if it really is viable as manageable. I hope you looked at the thread from Mindmaster. No, I haven't. What about Mindmaster? This card makes it pretty much madness to run less than 3 of any important engine cards, even if that card is searchable and best at 1. Is it really alright for any deck, save the absolute most consistent ones, to force themselves into horrible clunky hands just to build for a +1 card they need to draw into, which still has a chance, however small, to completely screw them up? I misread the later half of your post a bit, but I'll keep in mind as an extension of yours. The edit? What edit? No. What is it? Feel like this card was made for those 60 decks you occasionally see floating around. Nah. Metaphase quantifiable can be an input. Hype quantifiable can be an input. Popularity of certain quantifiable can be an input. Lucky streaks are actually part of your lose rate. Doesn't matter whether or not you can quantify it because it's useless either way. Theory is all inclusive, and in a section of said all inclusivity, you can make estimations found in logic, which is better than going on nothing if you're preparing for a tournament, because you can make any change based on the material reality or accordingly with no comparable loss and only comparative gain. Therefore, it actually is irrelevant how the game can be. For all we know, some silly build of random deck becomes the same. Sure, but it's invalidated then again, no loss, only potential gain. You can argue that the loss was the time spent sterilizing was a loss and it can always be a loss, but there are two problems with it. First, the odds of everything you had prior figured out being negated is slim. A new format and a ban list may roll around, but that cannot invalidate every piece of theory you formerly had, such as VA deck carrying into the next format. The second is that via continue, you must say the same about any talk of the future, and it all must be pointless, and not just in the particular instant, but in all instances, because it's intrinsically the same as volatile, as you said, just lay it out for us. Clearly, that isn't the case, though. Well, I certainly don't think they're equally important, but what matters is that they're both at least important. You can have theory without testing. By the way, I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that. I never said testing is meaningless. I just happen to be aware of the only two things testing means: one, just raw practice, and two, realizing a situation that you didn't find in theory. I even went so far as to mention that a lot of the times there's a higher chance of finding situation by playing than just theorizing. But anything above these two considerations that people attribute towards testing, along with the idea is necessary and analytical process, are both wrong. Horrid or meaningless compared to what? Also based on what? Don't you think my whole argument has been centered around gratifying it far more towards the meaningless? Because if we truly denote it as almost always meaningless, then what we have here is literally pot or green with a minor restriction of once returned. What did you find in your testing that you then considered in theory? Could you have found it in theory? Was there a higher chance of finding it in testing? Or more importantly, and a rephrasing of such, is it faster? It's difficult as it is not easy to quantify your mind's capacity to analyze anything, but we can certainly say something are more obvious than others and thus easier to grasp more quickly. There's a lot of FX then why for someone arguing against it in the last spread. Let's break this down though. The first sentence is falsifiable in several situations. It can be A, searchable prior, B, not matter in a certain game, C, matter, meaning you wouldn't do it if you could, but not make a difference or to rather win or lose certain games. This is sort of a section of B. D, you happen to be playing against a matchup of cards that makes the engine card worse. On your second sentence, sure, it can be. Sounds good, though I'm not really sure which part of your post is redacting, arguing on. Where to find how much aura a deck has in testing? They're talking about BA, right? Maybe, but how easily can one assign such a value and how accurately? Is this? There's like two more pages. Is this? Is everything else gonna just be these two people? The variable here obviously is on the deck being piloted and the build as well as the factors mentioned above. I never argue against that sort of thing. By extension, testing help us that what we thought was X greater than Y may actually not be as simple as that or is completely hindered by some other variable we never accounted for. Yes, if you can argue that with an incredible enough mind, you can easily see every angle, edge, possible outcome, interaction, as well as how likely these tiny intricacies happen and whether that certain percentage makes your theory the absolute best. But the fact is that even a certain among us are capable of something like this without having touched a card, it still isn't infallible. In the end, it seems that the argument is coming down to personal anecdotic evidence, and while you're right, well, optionally, you will want to able to simply just be able to think about everything. But the fact is, at the very least, me and I'm sure many other players such as me aren't capable of this. So that's what I mean. It's a skill issue. Testing all of these interactions actually does help us come with the names we had not considered. This is literally a skill issue. Be like, well, I had to test to figure this shit out. It's like I tell you like I tell you do stupid shit, win stupid prize. And you're like, I don't know, I'll try it. I'll try it. You never know. And you get back and be like, oh. And it's like I told you such. It's like literally I told you situation. Because this is because this is this specific card is about simple math, right? So it's like, and he gets a misread or false testing. Testing redundant does not necessarily does nothing theory could do. So I was just trying to argue certain points where testing might be better. Well, I don't know which one you're referring to, but first, hype and meta aren't instinctively different. The hype around a deck causing people to play it is thus umbrella by meta. Popularity of certain cards also isn't indivisible of meta. It is what creates the meta after all. Since we discredited the luck part and simply the rest, you're asking me how to assign meta values accurately, breaking it down however you like. By decks, by cards. The variable here obviously is auto deck being pilot. Oh, right here. Obviously, you will never have a completely accurate percentage, but you can get estimations via your analytical process. The polls I do, the questioning, looking at deck lists, all a part of my analytical process. I could get more into my whole decision making process. Spell, but people hate it when I get philosophical here. Even though I can identify for main failure of tendency. That indicates how I think about basically editing and are the underlying foundation for the stuff I talk about. IQ issue. uh, you have to remove a lot of bias to understand desire. Like, yeah, you can't be superstitious. Of like, oh yeah, I'm always gonna draw the second plot, like plot go into plot. Yes, but again, that's entirely point of the investigation work and my earlier posts here in the situation, trying to figure out how little the vanish matter in certain decks. It can as in theory, which is what we must be vigilant in noting. Well, under these circumstances, I'm not really sure where the fallacy is, although it doesn't really matter. This is the most important part of your post. Yes, most viewers are here, as you described. Thus, when we talk about cards like these, they'll have a harder time arguing their theories, theoretics, because even if others note that something can be found in testing that wasn't in theory, just as something can be found in theory that wasn't in testing, they'll still have some trouble visualizing the situation or seeing its worth. I would like to push people past this though, and where they understand that just because another situation arises in testing, that could have just as well come in these decisions theoretically anyway. It will almost never completely invalidate all information discussed, and therefore there is still value. Above all these, I think it's about being against the various sneaky ways of people trying to shut down discussions. -5. To me, this card seems like a staple one in every deck. I would never want to use 2 of it in a duel because even acting one can instantly lose you the game depending on what's on top. In the past, the random mill aspect of decks like Lysorn has always resulted in those decks. Cards in this topic case being inconsistent by nature. Wouldn't want to have this card for most of the time instead of just playing my full power deck sounds better. Once you start looking at adding more copies of cards to enable community, you're just adding more cards to your deck than what you would have otherwise had in. Just play your deck normally with the one just extra. Okay, if you have to modify a deck because you have the banish, you're not gonna add bricks. Like what are you talking about? You know you can play more than one in the deck and not activate more than one, right? Playing two, yeah, playing two more than doubles your chance of seeing a card and don't have to play the second one. To add to that, this card is once per turn. Also, if you play two and use one, that's like drawing two Upstart Goblin at the cost of banishing 10 cards instead of 2,000 life points. If you really don't want to draw two, but you do want to draw one, but not drawing two is so much more important for you than not drawing one because you consider drawing one to be alright, but drawing two to be bad. Because banishing 10 for a +1 is worth it. Banishing 20 is never worth it. But banishing 10 for two Upstart isn't worth it either. Then you should probably play two because odds of drawing two together are almost negligible. Same can be said for playing three, but that depends on a lot of factors. Really, basically, your drawing engine and after how much turns games are decided. That being said, when you play three, odds drawing doubles is still low, and probably wise is probably the kind of card that you either play three off or don't want to play it at all, to be honest. Because what much reason is there for wanting to banish 10 for pot agree, but not wanting to banish 20 for 2 pot agree? As said before, you can search before using, and if you couldn't make any plays before playing this card, you had probably bricked anyways. Unless if you play engine card instead of part of community, this card is not upside garden that you fire immediately. It's more like a soul charge where you make plays and plays then use it. But occasionally, when you have bad hands, you can use it immediately and make him live, such as summon card trooper, mill one card, use surcharge for that monster because you really need it. It's not your goal, but it's a plan B. There's also the fact that this card is powerful enough that it probably warrants playing a deck, especially to abuse this card. For example, if BA and Pendulum are about 50-50 right now, then this card could make you play BA for sure. Know what I'm saying? You should throw this into each deck without thinking. But it is powerful enough to not be ignored. Too long, didn't read. If you play three of a card, you should expect to draw 0 to 1. Have there been any tournaments with this card legal yet? I can stand by my original statement. It would be nice. It would be nice to check whether current OCG deck lists. Oh, consign with my theory. Edit. Edit. I guess I was wrong. Immediate card advantage does matter that much more than long-term resource, apparently. Oh my god. I hate this card with all my heart. Every time I use it, I rage a lot about losing stuff I was going to use. Lesser Pendulum, single Guitar Turtle, but everyone is making plus one while I am not, and then I feel dumb for it. Honestly, I hate them for printing this card, and it's something flawed that ideally you wouldn't want to play, but you have to. I don't know about that. Long-term resource hasn't been a thing in Yu-Gi-Oh! In years. Your theory was flawed from the start. Also, it goes beyond immediate. In modern Yu-Gi-Oh, you need to be doing things turn 1 and 2 if you want to win, not turn 4 and 5 plus. Unless you're playing Runic. Well, I mean, you would have to do shit set up in 1 and 2 anyway, so. Unless you're playing Man. The Man also set up at 1 and 2. Unless you're playing, I don't know where you're playing. Product community is modern Yu-Gi-Oh! And physical card going. Physical card form. Everyone's playing multiple discard deck out, play over 40, losing your key card. Fuck you as a pot agree. Who cares about that card if you have a fucking draw too? Oh my god. Okay, we passed that philosophical debate. Okay, tour evade. He was an OCG player. Although it would be risky, but after testing, I don't think it'll be long before it gets banned. It's getting to the point in the OCG where it's 2 to 3 and all non-BA decks, even some amount of BA decks are playing. I don't think the card can be argued against. It's pretty clear. It's ridiculous. It will single-handedly sell the Dark Illusion. Also, it's better and costful than any OCG deck because costful need few good cards to function, but having a +1 allows you to find the right combination easier. Can you Cosmo Town and add face-down cards in hand? No. After seeing the card of this being used in Costo, I'm now convinced this card is going to be in Mary deck after. Oh, that's the pack name? Will be limited ban not soon after. Oh. Yeah. So he's OCG then, huh? Confirm secret rare by being played on stream. Oh. Yeah, of course. Are we shocked that's a secret rare, huh? That reveal? Yeah, okay. No chance of it not being Sally. It's a set seller. Quote. Would it be able to be popular? Do you think it'll be worth maining citing a necrophase? Oh, the Manju, especially if you run 3-pod yourself. Nah. No, never. I don't think I have to explain why main deck cards that are just situational beast deck aren't good, and why you shouldn't be playing a shitty card to solve a non-existent problem of losing your deck. Yeah. UCB do reveal that's a rarity. Really? 傻子比虫虫哪个 This one? 傻子比虫虫傻子比虫虫这个绿的 This? Oh, this one. This is a shadow verse card. You play community to draw 2. I don't know why you don't want to play why you want to play a completely useless monster just to outright give away 1 card. Then what about a point of it then drawing 2? Oh, it's a Shadow Force 2. R. Not meta anymore. Wait, did it change? Why did it change? Upvote. Why does this layout change as well? Yeah. Yeah, I see my stupidity in it. Like the idea of a 4K beater, which I can push over Blue Eyes White Dragon. That's how I convince myself it can be useful, but then he'll just get pop out turn it. My other thought was running it in some sort of macro sun deck, as you can usually quite easily protect your monster, but then it becomes a win more card than situational, which kind of you don't want. Plus, you run out of space in the deck. Sorry if my logic was stupid. My logic is stupid, but that's why I asked, as I know I have a lot to learn. Only question I have is, can DKL add cards manage? This is the same shit. Nope. Oh. Look at Maxi! Actually, there's a deck like that. Removal. Pretty sure this could be done way better. This is just something I snatched off some guy. Could definitely be made better with some improvements. 没有这一环节。Yeah. 我们已经过了这一环节了。One thing that catches my eye with this card is how it can be used in decks that lack inherent searching and draw power as a shadow conventional wisdom and analysis indicates concern that you don't want to manage your combo or restricted pieces and you want to be playing three ofs. That's why this seems interesting in something like Sailing because it can have a lot of free ofs like okay. Then go off. The defining heuristic is if you don't have searching, you do stacking. Hence, in the past, the deck would main deck mistake and have it to be one-sided. But because of how that deck inherently about chance, randomness, examination, you don't have a set combo. Your plays in that deck are very dynamic. With Pod and Charity, you can see up to 5 new cards from your deck in a turn, regardless of game state. Regarding what is on the field or grave, how is that even possible? Also, you can easily make Altamaya, Tonskin in the deck for Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. So that's new. Yeah, that's why what makes QED such a great fit in Inferno and why I'm so excited to play it in mine. They want more consistency, searching, and draw power by any reasonable means, and QED is that for them. The last LG list I've seen have all used it, and every last one I saw 3 where of the and of course they all use left arm offering. Ooh, oh, cause that being especially valuable in Infernoids. 嗯，他们 MD Pro 3也有呢。Is there a way to change the name of the topic to Pot of Desire? Oh, this card should be played in everything besides Monarch. It helps every day, not just the tier 2 decks as you mentioned. Why not Monarch? I guess it hurts you're also having 3 of Pantheons, but still. You'll very likely auto lose the mirror match right the moment you activate a card. Not sure if that's enough of a reason to not play a card though. Good topic, good topic. Under what circumstances do you auto lose to grind though? Seems unlikely to me unless you're using Desire for a second time, for example, or anywhere your chances of hitting cards that allowed you to cycle is high. In that situation, the more draw heavy deck getting the upper hand early on and having to hold on community in certain situations seems better still, doesn't it? The grind game assumes that neither player big, at which point an extra card in your hand doesn't really allow you to advance your game anymore. You're still limited to 1 tribute summon and 1 rank 5 play per turn, and can very likely perform both of these without an extra card. But on the other hand, the number of Monarch spell traps in your deck is certainly decreasing, and that is the resource winning the grind game. But as long as Prime is putting cards back in it, doesn't actually matter how many copies there are, and you can't deck out. You can simply activate it when the cards you want to recycle are in hand grave at that stage. Like the only way you can't grind this away is if you are super unlucky and like manage triple or something stupid like that. Okay. Last page on Duelist Ground Z. It's just Duelist Ground, but with a Z instead of a S now. Pinnacle of competition. Okay, I see. Problem with Plata Desire and Monarch is that it will actively bad past turn 1 to 2. Monarch can get away with banishing 10 cards, you can still win a game, but most of their Plata Desire decks will be able to get away with banishing 20, which means that while Plata Desire will be a 3 in most other decks, in Monarch you can really only run 2 at most. Since each multiple that you draw is effectively dead in most cases, to be honest, I think Monarch will just cease to be considered a tier 1 deck post Pot of Desire just due to the fact that other decks will be able to utilize Pot of Desire so much more efficiently. What's this? That's a half a face, right? Is Dueling Ground still alive? It should be still alive now. Oh no, it's not. 没有，这个网站没了，现在已经是。 No, this is the one that is not. The only one now is what? Yu-Gi-Oh! Card Maker and Pojo, right? Yeah, it just dead. This is dead. 这个站关掉了已经。One of the worst Marnock posts I ever seen. You're winning the mirror because your opponent sucks. Yes, but that the outplaying doesn't happen in turn 1 and 2. It happens around turn 10. Every single Marnock mirror that I've ever played, where a player didn't have a super nuts on turn 1, was won in the grind game. If you activate Pot of Desire in the mirror, you're basically telling your opponent, if I don't have you beat by turn 5, you got this game. Pot of Desire isn't bad because it banished all your thing. It's bad because when you play Monarch, the board and hand aren't your only research. Your deck and graveyard are also a big research. Any Pot of Desire that you resolve means that you just got worse. It's hard to chain into each other, and you may not have a caress to surge at some point. It makes both also worse by having less spell traps to done. It makes worse by not being able to reel 3 of the same card of the guaranteed tutor. It makes health half of the prime worse. There will be less spell trap in your grave to shuffle back into the deck, and having banished 10 with desired, it makes the opportunity because cost of banish 1 to special summon a much more worse than it would be normally, as diminishing resources begin to compound quickly. It makes your all worse by making it less likely that you're able to search a card that you want. Your fundamental misunderstanding of research management in the card game makes it quite likely that you're precisely the kind of poor Monarch player who gives their opponent free wins that you were referring to. You're basically saying that a +1 to the hand is more reliable than a -10 to the deck. In a normal deck, this will be true, and in a Monarch, it's somewhat true. Then you have to add the fact that each extra copy of Pot of Desire that you draw is probably just dead. If you open 2 Pot of Desire, you basically are not generating any extra hand advantage, but you also depleted the deck for no reason. It could add cards vanish face out, that would be one thing. But each Pot of Desire that you activate constrain your overall resource past the first few turns, and something even during the first few turns. Super Nuts is a theory? What's the theory? Dueling Network? This is not Dueling Network. Boomer shit? Yeah, boomer shit. Okay, that's not boomer shit, okay? 2016. This is boomer shit. Right here. This is boomer shit. Does it say? 2003. Does it have the date? This is boomer shit. No, okay, the archive are not boomer shit though. But there's like 2002 things here. Okay. 10年前. 10 years ago is not that long time ago. First of all, your opponent sucking and winning the grind game generally go hand in hand. Second of all, your mentality going into a tournament shouldn't be, I'm going to win first X rounds because my opponent will be a fish. Yes, there is dueling networks, but I'm not on dueling networks right now. We have like multiple forms here. I'll suck a deck to draw. Plus, can I like? I can't like, right? I'm in way back. I can't like this. I'll suck a deck to draw only one deck. To draw 2 cards, banishing my top 10 is nothing. Oh my god. Used to work a lot, now I mostly lurk. Bro has been in some heated shit before then. Right here! Actually, literally nuts. What's this? What is this? Is that a card? Dueling Network, that's so old? When was Dueling Network? When did it start it? I see 1998 to 2008 copyright on Pojo, so... Oh my god, what's happening here? Forgive me for being somewhat a prick, but this resource management is pretty much the late game I was talking about in this post. To which you replied to this. I'm a little annoyed that the response to our posts are of the exact same idea is different. I guess I shouldn't have started with card looks terrible. My stand remains the same. This card will not thrive in good formats like Tengu Plans, Necros, and Dragon Ruler. It'll probably be best in formats like Six Samurai, where if you aren't utterly dominating your opponent by the end of your turn when you're doing it wrong. I'll correct one thing though. Cards aren't terrible. It's a card that will play a large part Ion deciding which deck will thrive. If I remember, I played it when it was middle school. 2010. Okay, that's nothing. What you know about 2002? What about 2000? 怎么就代价大了？这是纯数学，这是纯计算是不亏的。Yeah, 2016. Well, 2010, I guess. I was on forums in like 2010. Yeah, 2010. Yeah, I was on forums on 2010. Not like on Yu-Gi-Oh forums, but I was in forums in 2010. Suck 的代价。我说你不止一个也行吧。I mean, if he has to banish twice on not the same turn, he has to select 2 decks. Ha! There's no such thing as a late game outside of Monarch mirror match. I also said, oh here we have more arguing here now. Okay. Says fucking white mill is back here. Also said in most deck, a +1 to the hand is more valuable than a -10 to deck. It really depends on how you foresee the game playing out. What makes Monarch such a good deck is the fact that their early game, mid game, and late game is also strong. By running Pot of Desires, you strengthen your early games at the cost of your mid and late game, which now gives your opponent a new opening to exploit your deck. To be clear, there are probably some circumstances in which you could run 2 a Pot of Desire in Monarch, for example, in a domain Monarch deck where turn 1 domain plus Monarch was an auto win in most matchup. The mirror was pretty rare. I only expected to play 1 to 2 times over 11 rounds. I would run 2 Pot of Desire since our main priority would be maxing our odds that we set a domain lock turn 1 and ride it to victory. In a mirror match, Pot of Desire would get sided out. In most other builds of Monarch, I'd say that 1 Pot of Desire would probably be optimal, but I could be wrong. I mean, but can't you just just have 2, so you want it in your so you want to draw it, but you don't need to play the second one. Pot of the Desire is more likely than just going to be one of those where if it conflicts with your deck too much that you can't run it, your deck isn't good. There are always going to be decks focused on just showing the nuts turn 1 and winning, and with 3 Pot of Grease in their deck, they're really going to take off and leave behind the decks that are trying to establish a win in their later turns. It will be very hard to justify I'm running this mechanic, but exchange I have to not run 3 Pot of Grease. That's about the biggest opportunity cost in the world. If you look at OCG, their meta reflects this. What does it mean? Is he saying OCG bad? Or OCG good? Konami certainly could have designed their game in such a way that Pot of Desires is mediocre at best, but today we live in a world where almost any draw spell at all is too good. Tell you that from most games of Yu-Gi-Oh! That I've watched in the past year, the game is determined within a few turns. In Pendulum decks, Blue Eyes and the like, Pot of Desire is a card that's just going to increase their early game potential with virtually no downsides. Totally ignorant post. I haven't played since Nationals, but with that new Frog support and Kaiju being a semi-decent deck, perhaps it could see increased play with this card. Since makes Omega to recycle Banish, Aqua, Slumber, the deck can run Floodgates too, which I saw people mention would mesh well with Desires. And the main core of Monster Till would stress rather effectively. Dumb idea or possible a serious strategy. I don't think he meant to critique OCG. He's just using PCG, OCG as an example to sport. Oh, because like OCG has the deck list and more info than TCG. Since this card is not a TCG exclusive, but this is like one of those cards that will see some stuff. So this is included. Yeah, okay. Totally internet post. I haven't played since Nationals, but with that new frog support, oh yeah, over here. Download PNG. I have to say, oh, this is the last. Okay. I have to say that if necessary, decks could go up to above 40 if that would make the banishing part less impactful, not for banishing certain combo pieces. When I say combo pieces, I mean something you'd rather keep in the deck, so search or send to the graveyard, etc. It won't have that much effect, but for decking out, it could go at least 43 because, well, if you're still playing less than 40 without Pawn of Greed, you, because you now play 40 plus 3 Pot of Greed, maybe even higher, but when going too high, that would probably weaken your deck the times you do not draw this card, therefore only to be considered the index that draw a lot. However, when taking into account the odds of milling impactful cards as well, you could even go way higher. That's not to say you should, but rather than, for example, if you choose between 40 no desire or 45 with 2-3 desires, and the second option would be viable. Possible. Also, the only time I've ever advocated potentially using more than 40 cards, even for 37, 40, 39 for that matter, which says something as well, I guess. When going above 40, you probably should keep playing Upstart, because when you banish it, it's a one less card for your deck out. B, one less chance of combo cards being milled, so that might also be the first time where 40 plus with Upstart is legit. Not that it matters much with being it limited. Okay. Oh, here. This is one of the Pojo pages that did not get fucked. Potted Reed and Adversary? There would be a jar for recurring banish, right? Do we have that? We don't have that, no. Necroflay Serval. Crap. Draw her is amazing, but you cannot do nothing with face down remove from play. Okay. Guess someone will make use of the banish then. There's no combo to do that now. I mean, there is, but it's like, it's not. Oh, I got is Reiko face putting stuff that looks like future shenanigans bait. Oh, yes, the Kaiju. Level 3 mon that gains 400 attack defense, yeah. What about when you manage them all? Oh, I think that's not loading correctly, huh? That's a guy in the... Oh, he was in here? Oh, yes! Bruh. They end every fucking form, huh? It's the same people. Look, Dilling Network. Right here. More Dilling Network. Same guy. Interesting return to draw 2 since... To the effect. Override pretty simple. No special summon restriction or damage at all. That was helpful, but at what cost? Pretty using the right moment. 13 cards using this. Get the pen scale and pen summon for the win combo, but so risky. Still beats Plot Agreed getting rid of. As some uses, I think even just one index still need Tekken. Several of the chats I'm in dub this that pod of stupidity because that cost is simply unjustifiable for what it's worth. Okay. So people that think that this card is trash use plot of stupidity. Right. Is that... I thought it was because it's like so broken they say it's stupid. Yes? Okay, I see. So if you use that, then you just skill issue. Right? Is that what we're saying? Ugh. So if you're going to make a thread, could you at least try to make one legible? And for making sense, honestly, it might have been better if you literally just post a card name in the text, because everything after that is almost painful to read. Yeah, the sell report. Need more launch ship pulls? This is not ship pulls. Perhaps they should think about it more. The thing about this card that you're trading long term for a better short term, but if your deck doesn't really have a long term, the cost is very easily justified in starting 6-7 card in hand, so long as it doesn't banish all your search targets for whatever cards you're using. Unlikely, as you usually run 3 of the cards you need for sure. Extra draw can easily be well worth 10 cards you probably won't be using either way. Yeah. Not as bad as it seems, shrug. A lot of people are greatly overestimating the worth of a used card, even 10 of them. Disclaimer. Strategy aren't good or is amusing. I can more easily find me on Dueling Network and amuse me. Okay. If nothing else, Necrophage pretty much has an automatic plus 1,000 attack. It's also super easy draw engine starter with Macrocosmos and Chaos Greed. Probably the best card to use to make Chaos and viable as possible, as it pretty much a 2-card Darko with passive benefits. You know, this isn't so bad when you think about it. Get this in Necrophase on your first turn, you at least have 2,200 Necrophase and 5 cards in your hand. At the end of the turn, not bad at all. Hitman Reborn. Oh, this is like their tag. Ah. Oh, you can you can have a video for that at the end. So bad, no deck should ever play this. This card will be a staple for Crossmo and Drapes at 1 due to is restriction. +1 is a +1 and better opening game is what the fast-paced meta needs more of. Sure, you might hit key cards sometimes, but I'm sure the +1 will mostly benefit as much as Pottery would. If that's the case, why wouldn't you just play 3? The only logical issue is drawing into another copy or drawing with a bow, which is a constant for any 3 and even that case, your hand slide remains unchanged. The O signature? There's a lot of forms that have signatures, anyways. But I didn't know that you could put videos there. In a meta where games more often than not end in 2 to 6 turns, I'd say that it's worth a shot at one of the copies, bruh. Just play at fucking 3. It's essentially a pot of greed if the cost doesn't vanish every specific card you need. Former in-game administrator, moderator. Host store share photo bucket. And why we had pages of actual discussion in the org thread between this being good and bad, and you come here saying that it's bad GG. If your only thought is looks bad and or looks good, you don't want to give an explanation, you really shouldn't pose. Like, shut the fuck up. Dueling network experience indicates how much sensual pleasure you get to your partner. If you play with your deck well, you give the other person a good time, then everyone can get a good experience out of it. Sure, play 3 with me. We open it more than if we play 1, but because of the deck type I mentioned, I already have a great opening game, but poor late game. This card can be used to create a better opening game by searching the late game, means that the second or third copy would be lose value by the once per turn restriction if we were to draw them at any point in the game, and would no longer fit the purpose it was put in for to make the opening game better. In addition to that, a second and third copy would also mean a greater or almost impossible late game sacrifice, as the first copy have been already played, further decreasing the value of the drawing extra. There can be a great section of playing 2, but I think playing just 1 is more beneficial. For decks that I have a better opening game and a better late game, I agree 3 copies are best. Like those, they keep talking about the Necroface and the Manju. But since those decks aren't competitive and is not exactly a deck type, I don't think there's much worth in this listing. Anyone who is competent will know this card is trash. What makes drawing cards good is that the best draw card. Hey, I don't know. I thought we were on Dueling Network. Oh wait, that's the wrong one though. The good one, the competitive one is Dueling Ground though. The point of drawing card is best hoping to draw a specific card or just to have access to more cards and make the plays, but the card doesn't let you do that. The card will only limit the amount of plays you can make in a game because it will be losing key engines cards because you have to banish 10 cards from the top of your deck. Besides that, banishing face down is terrible method. I don't think it should be in a game. This isn't. Yeah, this shit ain't Dueling Grounds, so we have this thing here. so we see stuff like this. Oh my god. Your explanation makes no sense. There is no long game in 2016, so whether the third or second copy loses value does not matter. Again, I already addressed the logical issue that matter. If you're running this card at 1 to take advantage of starting a 6-7 card, there's no reason to maximize that. Going back to the logical issue I mentioned, that can be deemed irrelevant. There's no argument for it being a 2 of an optimization here. It is only either a max or min out. Put, for example, it's either a 3 or 0 card. This has nothing to do with whatever the main deck. Main deck, why even mention whether it's committed or not? This is the argument of whether playing 3 or 0 is not exclusive to that deck. The only limiting factor in the plays you can make is whatever is in your opening hand. You fail to understand that those key engine cards located in the top 10 cards must be searchable for known to matter, but as long as you can't grab them with whatever is in your hand, then there's no possible way to grab them to begin with, unless you were going to give your opponent a free turn so you can rely on the draw phase. Also keep in mind as a relationship. The larger the number along the 10 cards in your deck, the less likely you'll have seen a card as the number of the turns of the duel required to reach a card increases. Language, yeah, language, please. Edit it better first. Wait, there was another edit in the front though. Yeah, edit. Show? Is it this? Hide, huh? Debating telling Redshift that Ladybug should be able to send for 0 during Mayfit 1. Challenge fucking accepted. Oh, that's a self-edit. Oh, because it didn't say by who, right? I see. I see, I see. Your explanation makes no sense. There's a... Oh, he's quoting here, no? Matter. I explained that the value of cards is highest in decks that rely on good opening, as this card makes that opening better and isn't a card that is worth playing on decks that have great late game. BAPK. Blah, 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 blah. Whether or not there are late games doesn't change this value. It's obviously more complicated than saying run 3, and if you draw multiple, then you play them in the turn you might not get because they are bricks and potentially sacrifice the rest of the game, because even in the best scenario, you would have to make a functionally deck out of 18 cards and you would never be able to play the third. So instead of running cards that can nullify the +1 because of the second copy with +1, if you don't draw the third, it's better just to run 1 to +1 and make full use of that hand for the start. This is just false. In this case, the argument of running 1 or more than 1 is that I think running 1 is better for the reason I described. Mention it because one of the only exception to the theory that this card loses value when drawn in multiple is that because it's not a deck type, I wouldn't discuss any further, and because it's not committed, I don't think it's worth discussing it anymore, and that's my opinion. If you think this still worth discussing more, then go ahead. But if you have a problem with me mentioning it, then you don't really want to discuss this card, and although that's fine, this thread isn't the place for it. 这贴吧签名啊，这是签名。Cough, cough. Pot of stupidity. With the kind of shit luck I get with the shuffler, I'll probably banish the 10 cards I need most, then draw into 2 more copies of the cards with the rest of the deck full searchers of cards that were banned. God save me. If would have to be a very consistent deck for sure. I don't think it's neither good card nor bad card by and in itself. The name is literally pot and greed translated in French, so that ought to say enough about it. Is that what you? Oh, like for pot of community? The cost is considerable for sure, but if it speeds up your deck to bring out the endgame boss by even 1 turn, I think the risk is worth the reward if you have cards like Necroface. I don't think Necroface was ever used with this combo though, no. Like, you don't need that 10 cards. It's gimmicky, but it's not a bad looking card when you think that 1/4 of your deck gets either bottomless or negated by some hand trap like Effect Veiler. For it to be competitive, there will need to be other cards that recycle banished cards face down, no less, so that you don't go through 2/3 of your remaining resources to use it, basically run out of any you play. I agree it should be at 1, but I think it should be sided rather than main, because there is such a thing as too many drop power in this age today. What? I literally just this card anyway. Apparently, Cupidity is green in French. FMA quote here. The point still stands. If it's a 3 and you have no way to search it and want to see it often, you run 3. Yeah, this is why you play 3. This is like for every card, by the way. Yes, exactly. You don't need to resolve 3. You need to see it early and often to make that early plays that it gives you. Well, yeah, it's shit to draw late. It's more shit to not draw earlier and not to get the larger standing hand that it offers you, which is the point of playing it anyway. Thank you for summarizing. 什么传统？没有。天安的天兵党又不是镇楼的，你什么都可以啊。I was gonna commit what? Oh, this is their signature. Oh. I don't even know what this is. Okay, I'm not. The thing is, you can apply the same logic to people playing Paulo Duality when it was relevant, but if you look back then, Duality was always a 3 or 0 card, regardless of the fact that drawing it anymore would make them dead. Once their turn restriction on spells have never really stopped them from being all or nothing cards. Well, I don't know. I would run this in a burn deck, cause why not? And even then, the restriction is primarily there to avoid abusiveness from a game altering effect plus 1 card. So your opening hand means that you pretty much get a first turn draw and essentially spend a couple of turns with the card over your opponent. 这个是要自己选的吧? You don't need to say where you're from, right? This is like a voluntary doxing, right? For the country? I just saw prefer name. Yeah, 这是你自己填的。Where are the base, bro? These are the base. This is the bait. Magical Social Monarch that scored top 8 in the YCS only played once. So do you think he would have done better if he played 0 or 3? It's like you didn't read my previous post. Okay, this is like a exception though, no? This is like, ooh, oh, they didn't run 3. They only played 1 and they won, huh? Philosophy not invading over simple stuff like 3 or 0. This is like, yeah, this is like for every card, by the way. Did you just bring a FTK deck that draws out its deck into the equation or 0 or 3? I don't need to explain why that's dumb. Oh my god! Mega Ultra Super Jacket! That's raw though, no? That's raw. That's raw. Oh my god! He has Twitch. Why would you run more than one copy of a card that you can only play once a turn in FTK deck? Duality isn't even necessary because the Mono Explosion deck ends with about 8 hands and 0 in deck. It could easily stand to lose a couple of cards and still do well. You're also ignoring the context of when Duality was used with the mentality of 3 or 0. In formats where Duality shine, such as +1 Fire Fist and Artifact formats, it was one of the best cards because you could take your pick of the next 3 cards. Although the application of QED is vastly different, eliminate your next 10 cards to draw 2. It's idiotic to say just play 1 because you only want to resolve 1 because going with that line of logic, you only want to run 1 console town because drawing 1 when you already have 1 town is -1. The late game doesn't exist. Chances are if you don't have an overwhelming advantage on turn 1 or turn 3, you aren't winning, period. Arc 5 Shun! I would run this in a burn deck, why not? Yeah, I know. His bio is like insane though. Can I click on it or okay, I could click on it later, I guess. If I click, I could go back though, no? What? Not sure I follow. Anyway, this card is gimmicky. Basically, risk 10 cards that you may never see a way in order to get to that could save your ass. Now that could go both ways, and obviously the idea is that you have components you need already available before using this card. Be dumb to use it otherwise, but as if you're in a situation where you're not doing well anyway, you might as well take the risk and see what happens to you. Since in many instances, pretty doubtful that you're gonna last enough to get those 10 cards either by searching, milling, or drawing them. Heck, through the banish and the draws, you got 12 cards less in your deck, which basically means that your deck gotten one out of third. Theoretically, that should increase the chance of getting several cards by a large deal. To sum it up, another product grade. While I think it will be used, I doubt it will be abused. 什么楼数？不是楼数，点进去是就个人简介。Building network will rise again. After all, a clear mind and a burning soul will keep it alive. This card seems risky at first, but with decks that rely on the banish pile anyway, this could seem excellent. I would give it a few weeks to a couple of months to play to determine its actual value to the game itself before I made a judgment personally. Then again, who knows, right? Maybe a future archetype could abuse this card. I don't think it's just one archetype. Waiting. I clicked 2. Next. Okay. Oh, fuck. Huh? Oh. We'll go back. We can't go to 2? Oh, oh. Wait, can I click on the page then? Is that it? Then archive, I guess. Let's go. Hey, who deleted this? Screw that guy. Even if it was me, screw me. Oh my god. Oh my god, profile sound. Profile sound. Music played by Primum Beat. What if the final fusion? Let's just copy pasta. What if the final fusion did Full House about me, little vibe bug? I have you know I graduated top of my class of Officer Blue and Dual Academy, and I've been involved in numerous secret raids on Pojo and have been over 300 confirmed YCF thoughts. I've trained in Berserker Liga, Warfare, and I'm the best snipe hunter in the entire secret forces. You are nothing to me but just another banished target. I will trish you the fuck out with the precision, the likes of which has never been seen before on this earth. Mark my fucking words. You think you can get away with saying that shit to me over the internet? Think again, fucker. As we speak, I'm shuffling my deck and contacting my dueling network of rare item hunters across the TCG, and your IP is being traced right now, so you better prepare for the Stormfort Manic Warrior, the heavy storm that wipes out the pathetic little thing you call your attack points. That doesn't even make sense. What attack points? You're on the forbidden limited list, kid. I can be anywhere, anytime, and I can search myself in over 700 ways, and that's just with my bare hands. Not only am I extensively trained in an armed combat, but I have access to every single copy of Gear's Stano and the United States military, and I will use them to their full extent to wipe your miserable assault dog off the face of the continent. You little shine ball. If only you could have known what divine retribution your little clever comment was about to bring down upon you. Maybe you would have held your BOS in your hand, but you couldn't, you didn't, and now you're paying 800 life point. You goddamn idiot. I will shitpole Furious Sea King all over you, and you will drown into your vanishing face down, Ghetto. 没有，这个 Wayback Machine 它是16年的，它是回到16年，因为是。Right. Okay, back to Car Maker. One at a time. Bruh. Diamond Dude, yeah. Diamond Dude Hero will use this. Pursuito Staple if Omega works. 对啊，因为这个页面是16年的，这个 Last Visit 它只能是16年的。First impression, this monstrosity is beyond unplayable. What kind of hell would Necroface be here, bruh? It's not unplayable at all. Many decks will run it. Anything that needs 2-3 pieces will be optimal. That being said, 10 cards is steep. If not for the effective remove from the game, does a mega work? Then okay, this is like same points. Pro play, this plus 4K. Yeah. No, there's such a thing as too much deck cleaning. Any card that target manage. Okay, rolling plays. Okay, that's the same shit. Roll, return mine. This is clearly to make a red beast. Retro beast? Retro beast tier 1. Oh yeah, they limited all to canon, my bad. Okay, they just rolling. OCG made this card. OCG didn't make bad hit to the bad. OCG didn't make bad hits to a bad deck. TCG will stop being stupid in the near future. I hope. Because that's unhealthy. Game doesn't know that the face down cards are Richard Beast cards. Directly, Necrophase plus this card is plot agree. Only drawback that you lose your normal summon. So you have a point, but only up to this point. Because hitting a deck damage without knowing cards, no sense. What if you banish your most key cards? Okay, and a 4K Manju. Raywas has connection to Konami. Forgot to translate. Pot and Greed 2006 edition. Draw 2 card and banish your main deck face down. What if you don't? Statistic people. Yeah. Statistic people. Statistic people. That's a Skype screenshot. Okay. This was 2016 though. When was Discord? When was Discord? Discord was happening in 2016. It was just like not popular or something, I guess now. Yeah. You know, I kind of dig it. 10 cards can be a lot. Though duels are quite fast these days, so you don't need a lot of cards. Wouldn't run more than what, bruh. Decent draw. Yeah, okay. Pretty steep, but that's the price we have to pay for draw 2 cards for our deck. Fair enough. Probably won't run it. Hi. Remember telling my younger brother I first Skyped in Discord? Why? On the fence on this card. Positive is playable, banish cards, unplayable in Zodiac deck, brah. Chaos End? Oh fuck, I didn't want to click that. Why is it hide? Oh! That's the link to the page of the card. Chaos End is literally worse Darko. Darko, not if you can destroy cards that originally are a monster card, like Quiver Pendulum. It cannot. My bad. It's bad. But now if you can finally mute, you can finally mute it. Is there actually pot of stupidity meme edit, or is it just like phrase? This kid has some priority straight. To me, this could be a way to set up something resembling a cost system for spell or trap by banishing a card from your graveyard face down. That said, this card itself might be difficult to use. Burying Diamond Dude. I do see it being something to use though. Yeah. Playable to not sure what, bruh. Really does feel like it could be some kind of lethal joke card. Like playing Sword Obstruction, then this gain 5k life point, which you spend on Ancient Lead, dumb of course, but with no technical restriction on it, I do kind of agree that something may come of this eventually. Want to see EDS who play this at 3 with Necrophase, vanishing their only 2 copies in there. 10 to 30 cards they banish. Also, besides Necrophase and Omega, are there any other cards that are vague enough to interact with face down banish card? No, that immediately jumped in my head. Show a 5 and banish card into the deck, draw 2. Guide your wishes. Pot of stupidity, anyone? Funk you, Konami. Good thing everyone loves cookie cutter cards. Can't honestly play without them. Would suck if any of them were banished by this. Didn't something come out recently that fetches fire fiends? Apparently, Omega can help with this. Very common misconception, but allow me to explain banish face down for you, everyone here, bruh. Okay, I don't need to. I need to look at. Personally, I'm chalking this card of the same type of card type as something like chain material, bad in almost every situation, busted in some. Is this how you can tell that Yu-Gi-Oh card maker is casual? 他是要解释 banish face down，礼兽除外。This won't help much, man. About 99% sure Necrophase gains attack when triple back. Okay, this is probably about Necrophase. The way statistics work. Oh, here. Jesus, this card is really fucking good, but it will see you next to no play because of the mindset you player keys. Yeah. The way so there's a word, the what if the banish my X isn't really valuable aside from like Zodiac under decks that rely on newest one us. It can be keen to trick clown and that it gives you a powerful play, but bad luck is surely magnified by it. Since it effectively banish random cards, the odds of whatever in your deck don't really change. Think of it like when a new player uses 104 mil effect. It has been explained time and again that sending a random card from the deck is not worthwhile because while it is nice that if you mill what you want, if you don't, it increases the odds of you drawing what you want to mill. The main difference of the 104 effect. He's talking about a number. Effect runs the additional risk of loading their graveyard to accelerate their plays. While this brings with it the benefit of drawing two additionally, this is on a much larger scale, but doesn't actually matter when it comes down to math. Also, as I already mentioned, this card is legitimately insane with Necrophase and it can bring this card is actually really damn good. Don't expect much of anyone to use it because it looked bad. Also, on the point of Mega, keep in mind that you can look at your face down like any other set card, meaning that you can cherry pick which goes back to the bin. Okay. Thinking is I would only use this as a last resort card if my super long resource and driven. Okay, you're already fucking dead. What last resource? In a late game, a position where I'm in so much willing. At that point, they could just negate your shit, no? You're certainly more likely to banish what you want to draw it than actually draw it. And thinking of the decks that I like to play, this could cost me the whole game and easy. You were fucking gonna lose anyways. -9 from Desire. Oh my god. I should also point out that okay, why I don't care about the Necrophase right here. What? This card really ought to be run in pretty much anything that makes Omega. If Pot of Mutter fucking Read wasn't enough reason this is. Exactly what he means. You banish it and draw two. Those two cards will be pretty worthless if all your other good shit got banished. What? Too bad that is horrifically informable. This is not really an issue Yu-Gi-Oh players ever had to consider, but I'm of the opinion that having all your necessary cards available is more valuable than having a card advantage. There's so much searching and synergy in Yu-Gi-Oh that's quite likely that your deck will significantly worse if you lose 10 cards out of it, and just getting an extra card doesn't seem to justify extra 2 cards. I don't really know what's good these days, but if you take Stellar Knight as an example, I wouldn't be happy losing. Okay. Might be in some decks with almost no CG and key cards, so otherwise Mega's a drop in the ocean too. It doesn't justify playing it. I understand why nobody gets this simple point of banishing 10 to draw 2. This card is in the stones of Shirainu since it's basically foolish for 10 that lets them find Mega really fast. Sorry, worded that poorly. Just woke up and Sin users are still on the frizz. What? I did mean that you're more likely to banish what you want than you actually draw it. The rest is just get great. To get great for a reward that gives. Pot of Greed was amazing not only for the +1 but also the deck thinning. This may get the deck thinning better, but you're way too likely to put a crowd you want in a place you don't want, with the only way around it being shoehorning in a semi-limited card. You can search for the sole purpose of reducing that risk greatly. Considering most good archetypes have their own much less riskier ways of closing, and having them to be searched on top of that, this isn't worth in a normal situation. Nah. Why would this be good in Shirainu if my knowledge of face down vanish nurture terrible? Okay, they're just talking about Omega again. Just gonna say this. It sounds strange, but it doesn't thin the deck. Also, the Necrophase point is nothing but an upside. It is totally playable without it. You're half right on the knowledge of face down. Okay, we're not gonna go into this face down. Playable, sure, good, not in competitive format. You're overvaluing a random +1 way too much. To throw out a number to activate, the activation of this, assuming none were activated previously, has about 30 to 50 chance of banishing any specific card in the deck unless your strategy hinges on using a hell of a lot of specific cards that you don't run very many of. Implying this is some huge risk is fallacy. I mean, if you don't want to bother with the risk at all, that's totally fine, and understand that mentality. I understand that mentality, but it isn't a massive risk as many of you seem to perceive it to be. It doesn't need to be massive risk to make it not worth playing it, just to draw 2 cards. There will always be a very real chance of losing a game thanks to playing it, and 2 cards in a subvention are justified risk. Clown emoji! That's not to mention the rare possibility of milling any given 1 or 2 important cards. And next, that have received less attention, such as Pendulum. This card really does present a legitimate risk. The same goes for things like Volcano, where you need 3 copies of a specific card. Otherwise, this risk is negligible. If a card will give me 2 more at no significant cost, I'm okay with losing it to 1 out of 20 games. Way that again says specific card usually ends up in your hand as opposed to being banished or not drawn. Let me know how it works, because 30 to 50 pretty crazy for a card to be put somewhere I don't want. You don't use it to get a specific card, you just use it to get the cards in general, and keep in mind the majority of your card would lose if you didn't have the access to be run at 3, meaning you are working with 12.5 chance winning 8 games of banishing all 3, and that's activating it with only 20 cards left in the deck and having already accessed none of said crucial cards. It's not a matter of banishing all 3. It could just be 2 cards that you don't want being banished to get that out or something similar. Frig, I played... Okay. Over Valiant, it draw way too much, Giga. What will make or break the card is if they print it as a rare secret rare. As a secret rare. Rare people won't get hyped much. Think it's a goofy pack filler. Secret rare people will hype the ever living fuck out of this card and rush the main deck like 5 copies of this card. Delivery with Jolly all over again. Actually, the first time hearing this. So, are we saying that this card is good for 2 boxy toys and pretty bad for combo reliant decks? That's fine by me. Time to add 2 of these to my power spell decks. My theory is correct, and Omega... Why are we still on a fucking Omega? For decks that are running... No, I don't want Omega. Okay. Everyone obsessed... Yeah. Was there actually fucking Necrophase top with this shit? Paired with Plot of Desire? 520. Yeah, it's the same 10 people. No? Bruh. Oh my god. Anyway, so far it's looking like Necrophase. Oh my god. Said it was broken, not good as a difference. I see potential, not sure on results. There is a... Okay, there is a... Okay, but they're like talking way more Necrophase than a fucking Majudo. Winner's being dumb again. Saying a card is broken means you already sure of the devastating impact the card will have. When there is an Asian Eyes? What Asian Eyes? Why Asian Eyes mentioned? The original people know this is the OG feet opening. Okay. Light Equalizer is broken. Took 10 years for that to show. Light Equalizer is not good because it took -6 years. Took around 6 years to show, and showed it in one deck. That's durable, but absorption is usually outside of this card. Run 3 gain 15k life point. Then Inferno attempts to allow a golden decks though. Don't know how they win, but they do play that. Do that play. Grinder Golden. This card looks fun to use, and I'll probably try it and everything. What the hell are you talking about? How is the rest of your deck worse than what you banish? Are you purposely building your deck without playing as many good cards as possible? Like, you name all the random ass scenario advantage by ability fusion, terraforming, relative targets, horror stories, but the fact of the matter is that the next 10 cards of your deck are no longer researched to begin with. You are stuck with what you have in your opening hand, and you can't expect to draw into those 10 cards if any of the keys are there, because Grindbeer are no longer existent in 2016. Can't access them with your opening hand. They don't matter to begin with. No one freaks out when they end a duel without seeing the last 20 cards of their deck or whatever. No, that's what I did. Like, be like, you lost the game. Get one. See that the next draw. It's like, that was my out. That was my out. You forgot about what? The Asian Eyes? Why did he mention Asian Eyes? Winter is in Asian's eyes. Winter's being dumb again. Example 1. Draw. Okay. Those examples are bad since you're basically cherry picking off of outcomes. Rate map both posts. Yeah. Point is making that you may have will not seen them at all. So what's the point of having them in the deck when they potentially get +1 of trading off a racer you won't use? What's the argument? This is exactly correct. This is why the card should be Sheet and Pendulum or PK. With those, you really do have access to pretty much any card in your deck, so this burns through Fuse. Otherwise, it's just drawing 2 cards in a way that appears to be costly. To be honest, this is proving my original post about how the mindset of Yu-Gi-Oh player prevents grasping why this is so good. Yeah. Would it be fair to say that this card is better in TCG than it will be OCG? Because fewer limited power cards you don't want to lose. The Agent Eyes was shade because Agent overhyped cards and combo like Team Sand did. Are they all just industry plans? This card cost only really matters if you have fuck tons of one-offs you need. The OCG list is much more limit-centric than TCG, so yeah. I mean, if it's a secret rare, you don't need to hide. You know it's fucking good. Like, what? They're gonna fucking print a trash card and use that secret rare slot to fucking like throw shit? Like Pendulum and such wouldn't want to use this for a stated reason. The same is true for Inferno's. This card's a joke. Bandit 10 face down for a merely 2 draw. 10, 10, 10. 1 for her deck. You have to be smoking something to legit think this is good. Hey, he has his Discord there. Just out of curiosity, have you read previous posts? Given it's not really good, 2016 good Yu-Gi-Oh! Mine, it's a good card, bruh. Main jack shit. Okay. Pretty hilarious, to be honest. How dudes where it's literally gain. Okay, just gaining life point. Need OCG deck surface using. Okay. A lot of people cleaning. I'm just seeing the thing I was incorrect in my assumption that Omega. Oh my god, not this Omega thing. Nah, most people are just idiots wrong. Makes me wonder the card like this in Toon Kingdom. Toon Kingdom mention? Imagine Prosperity was released around this time instead. I mean, they're like, I mean, they're just all meta. That was also, yeah. Wait, was it secret rare? Yeah, it was secret. They were okay. I don't know when it was on release, but they had like secret rares as well. And you play. I think all the cards played them. It's like also like it was like 100, more than 100, I think, for not secret rare or something. Or was it only a secret rare? I forgot. No, Prosperity had Starlight. That was the most expensive thing, but I think the secret rare was like more than 100 because it was like more than 300 per set, like for a set, I think. Right. That's what I'm saying exactly. Stop with this Omega thing. Alright. Negative phase is, bruh. Okay, that's the end. Oh, here, yeah. Reddit. This is how you know 10 years ago. This is like not like boomer anymore. You say call that in the scripted duo. Yeah. Oh, that was a release. When it released? As an aside, the Japanese thing was only roughly greedily adversary plot since it has the face of pot of greed and pot of adversary. As is typical for English names, greedily generous plot became pot of duality. Adversely benevolent plot became pot of dichotomy. They used a single English word to try to capture the natural nature of both faces. Damn, I could get used to that, but I'm gonna miss cupidity. Oh yeah, because stupidity rhymes with cupidity, huh? It'll still say, but it doesn't work neatly as well. Pot of dumb series? That doesn't sound right. Sorry, I'm not really funny. Actually, not that bad of a card. It's a +1 if you have a chance to manage the card you need. But still a great card with a huge non-racer cost. Said a meme will be less efficient. Not believe in a meme. I see. Oh, 07 pot of stability. Looks like a secret episode, which I guess is to be expected. It was a secret. I don't think it was a rare. Is that shiny? Goes my wallet. Oh, there's a link to the video. Okay, I'm not gonna click on a link. Bro has fucking timestamps there. Family number stupidity jokes. Let's go. Pot of stupid desires. Doesn't change the fact that it's a stupid card. Oh my god, -4. You can keep thinking that. It doesn't change the fact that it'll be a best generic card printed in a long while ago. what a strike. Definitely up there. Still think Desire's better though. That's why it's stupid. Like Power Creek card basically. Oh man, Pada community sounds pretty damn great. Anyway, anyone got a link to video where you see through you yet, bruh? When Japanese actor do is pretty damn entertaining. They put not only much work to it, but also feel just as if it's anime. Yeah, they're talking about the stage thing. Ultimate Cringe, the voice actor Yusei is a great dude, and his voice is amazing, but he does not get the character right at all. He doesn't sound like Yusei should sound. Yeah, well, he's alright. Community feel the car is so much better. Oh well. Sounds like a bad enthusiasm for what? 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 Pato's like what? Bruh. Nobody is tripping about how you use pot agree. But everyone's saying pot is broken. Nafe is just fine, I think. You have to really desire those two cards to get a 10 in place, at least you're supposed to. That's fine, but performer Beba Balvo? What the fuck? Is that like another card? Wonder what the official name for Avidity will be. If I buy a pot accumulating LCG, can I use it in TCG? No. Nah. From the warning, does the banishing work in the same way as Ghost Trick Skeletons or Neither Play? Yeah, okay. You can look, yeah. Awesome dude, why no Quasar, bruh? You see never summon Quasar in the dub is why I didn't. Didn't stop him from using it in the script to do it against Aki. Oh, continuous threat. Oh, there's more, yeah. Same first real. Okay. Probably showcase the new cards to help them sell to real players. Don't really see them use of 3. Community mostly usually run 1, 2. 0. Probably draw a card. Don't think DD will ever not run 3. You want to drive, but you don't want multiple. New TG exclusive with $100 Danton 70 farm row. The first set they work, I can guess one of the key cards in Subtier. Spiral! Bruh. Why do I have to click again like this? Cosmo Town? Yeah, okay. Reggington. Oh, yeah, this is part of QQ Tune. In 2017, they say what? When we said that one of the strongest monsters that would be released in 2017 has no effect. What's this link? A belated holiday gift to all duelists. Happy New Year. Hope everyone enjoyed their time from school or work and had a lot of fun with their friends and family over the past few weeks. I know I did. 2017 is a huge blank slate, just waiting for all of us to make our marks on it. And thinking about that gave me the perfect idea for a belated holiday gift for you all. The effect text of one of the strongest monster will be released all year. Wish should remain spoiler free. Turn back now. Otherwise, hit read to find out more what it does. Yeah, best card of 2017. Yeah. Very clean and tidy, isn't it? Much like 2017 itself, the monster blank slate for you to create an infinite number of new decks to strategy with, or just add previously impossible move to the repertoire of decks you already know and love. I've been finding more and new ways to use this every week since its first conceptualized in a long time. This will make a lot more sense in a few weeks, but for now, I'll leave the rest up to your imagination. Imagination is one of the most important attributes for duelists to have, either directly or indirectly. Imagination fuels everything you do as a duelist, from deciding the card you put in your deck to the decision to play in tournaments to the move you see and making games. To start out 2017, let your imagination run wild. Okay, I'll go back. Right here. Sea Monster Theorist of the Fusionmon with 22,000, 1,800. Blake say where a monster effect could normally go. Why is such a monster even in contender for a title? Read on to find out. Fusionmon how good is often more of a function of what they're held easily they're summoned than what they do. Okay. Instant Fusion has taken the place of a lot of different combo feats, incredible powerful decks over the past 5 years, but there's something that's never been able to take the place of until now. You can fuse this by fusing 2 tuners with polymerization. The chances you won't. Bruh. Summon with instant fusion. Okay. Activate instant fusion. Special summon. Oh my god, this is comboing. Tune. Bruh. Possibility with Sea Monster are pretty much endless. Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG contains thousands of different different monsters which can be tuned. I see. Tuners are really revolutionary. But wait, there's more! In addition to being level 5, Sea Monster is also water attribute zombie, allowing it to be take part in even more combos. Combat Haunted, Soul Change, Bezuki. Raging Tempest sneak peek. That's what the pack is. More Duelist Ground. We have competitive players here. Let's see. What's their take on this card? Obvious is gonna be an if target. What's an if target? Oh, instant fusion. Okay. Soon as someone will find a way to break this card, a zombie engine would fit because yeah, okay. Konami honestly don't really know what is relatively better or worse in their own game. They called it the best card in printing in 2017 when Rat is literally in the same set. What's Rat? One of the best mon, not the best. Less for the rest of the set coming out this year, they don't put out anything that's better than basically just decent. This won't even be one of the best one to release. Zodiac, the thing that just came out in Master Duel. Repeating what they said, they like to overhype things. They call this one of the best mon, then of course the prince this year is gonna be so fucking terrible. Oh wait. Molar Rat, never mind. People are spending too much time being disappointed about a specific choice of words used to advertise a product and not enough time finding ways to loop. Synchro fusionists to search Brill Fuse or Instant Fusion to make Song Clean plus Threat amongst other potential uses as. This card, Sea Monster was never meta, don't know. Until what, Killer Tune? It's already been established in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Discord that the plus level 9 VFG. Totally awesome. To be honest, I don't know what threat you mean. Brilliant Fusion plus Instant Fusion already is it, so you just don't need to use that shit. Don't need to play Synchro Fusionist for that, although it can be used, probably not necessary. That's VFD? Level 9? VFD is level 9. That's my dog? Like I said, there may be easy ways to double a mega with this. For example, okay, this is a real work combo. Still lose a kaiju, bruh. This card was cheap years until now. Yeah. So it has never had use until now, right? For now, not only do Dynamoses have Cyber Dragon Infinity and Totally Awesome Masters, they also have Ultimaya Other Trap Monster as well. Smiley face. Another card worth noting was this. Zombie discard is sent to the graveyard for a synchro. Target 1 level 4. Silton. Oh. It'll be 100%. I forgot that Scorpio is this. Okay. This and Level Eater is silly as fuck. Okay, Level Eater is fucking insane. No. Can't spend Pendulum for Ultimate, unfortunately. Yeah, it is VFD. Okay, yeah. Plus level 9 is actually VOD. Plus 3 material. Okay. Wait, VFE in what deck though? Synchro? Some mention prayer plan because to level 3. Instead of all these massive bullshit, I will overlay those 2 level 3 into Invoke. Good catch. I mean, it's people who don't know the past or can't see the history of the game that makes people miss out on decks. Wonder how long this image looks in the post, but I'll put in a spoiler browser. Oh. Right here, the combo. Scorpio plus level 9 equals what the fuck? Oh, this thing! The Invoke, though. Oh my god, instant fusion. Totally awesome. Oh, MVFD. Oh! Oh, Zodiac! Wait. So, wait, what's the deck then? Oh, just Zodiac? Bruh. I did not see that. That's sad. 暑期，这算是 Zodiac 吗？ Dancia is what we called it until it was localized to but it's a Zodiac deck, right? This is 12手是吧? When the greatest strength of this card, in my opinion, will be Dark Synchro, assuming level Eater is not banned. What's this? Oh, update. Detach Rat. Oh, that's the N. Okay. Just one of the many zoo variants. Yeah, okay. Suppose this is nice you enough. Wait, is this the thing that was being hyped up for 30 years? What? Well, I'll be pretty useful, I suppose, having a easily scheduled summon lo-fi tuner. Not sure about strongest card of it though, Konami. More just happy we had the first ever fusion tuner. Oh. Is there more fusion tuners? Making an instant, it was a matter of time. For tuner for gases. Honestly underwhelming. Yeah. For support, it's the first fusion tuner. Likely only for now. Pretty much instant fusion bait. First printed? How do they have more later though, no? This should also make me so happy. Damn you, TCG. Big powerful TCG card that was talking about. These are all the same people from the last card maker. Yeah, it is. Seem to remember some people thinking it was foreshadowing. Honestly, just seems an alternative to GoFu. Oh, neat, now I can make Fusion Tuner. Hello, hello? This would have been so much better as a Fiend or Dragon as it is really just a instant fusion folder, which is disappointing. Mezuki, to be honest, in my opinion. False to instant fusion. Northern getting man. Set one gets us in a grave, instant fusion. Then synchro presumably. Banished Mizuki to summon this, which this was Unizombie. Book of Life? Pro tip, Book of Life is bad. No warning it is, it can use itself as material to summon another, so some wacky FTK using it for some reason. Daigo still can't revive it, though some street magic you can end up with via D and a ghost ash in hand if you make Chalfong? Pop it. Car needs to be more plausible. Konami Chemist designed it to fit in a ton of cute combos. Is it a secret? Here's my question. No. It's no. So it's trash. Waiting on that instant fusion band. Zombie's cute as fuck. Water's not a bad attribute. Still a very interesting card. Here's an idea. Shit 10 more plays you could do, but that's kind of the point. Or a special summon level 1 sink into finally a fusion tuner. Guess what? It's an instant fusion target. I'm sold massive one right here. Wasn't aware of the hype surrounding this, but this card is underwhelming for what it probably wanted to convey, but still has a very good set. Honestly, only see it as being run in Mermail and other water decks like Dynomystics? Dynomist. Guess they can make Ultimaya. I think we can't do that, no? Find it weird that the article revealing this and the card itself is pushing instant fusion hard. I would think Konami's happy the way it's being used. So even if they wouldn't ban it, they would try to not support it as much as they could. Just surprising. Pretty neat. Low Mizuki. The other thread I couldn't? What do you mean? Yeah, they said like you can't do that, no? This card is good, not OP good. Whether finally, yeah, you can't make that. Yeah, you can't make the Ultimaya. Eagle Shark, Panther Shock sometime. Forgot the cost specifically requires sending to the graveyard. You could run those, but it would be too gimmicky and it would end up terrible. Well, there goes that idea. Guess what's left is making room for this in a Ryoga stick, I guess. Yeah, because of the water? Kind of a silly shade off one card. One card getting good, I might have some fun interaction. Salvage Warrior. Combat Intention. Ring 5 Water. Oh my god, a video that is not broken. Totally the King Dinosaur Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. This is one of the OGs. It's ICBFD there. And totally awesome. Totally true King Dinosaur. That was a thing? Bruh. He still posts this, bruh. Well, ooh, yeah. I mean, that's not, it's like, this is like, that's not 10 years, 9 years ago. 9年前. Pros for coming up these combos. If he isn't good for him for posting this, like the quick enough to show some cool applications. What the? Obvious? Okay. Being tuner is fine. Brilliant scene say about much to say about it though. Due to not having a pet, yeah. A new toy in some form. Okay, rare reboot. Best trap decks in conjecture with topological. You never said it though. Yeah. Is it really that good at OCG? Letting them search in per order, vanity, or judgment. You kill that turn, bruh. And it can't use it. You just search it. Then again, it can counter any of those. Getting a 4K life point does matter. It does not fucking matter. What the fuck are you talking about? Choking Dino mentioned, yes. Everyone talked about Sunshine Lily Young. We know Zodiac was better anyways. Yeah. Oops. Okay, that's fine. I like sized it. Don't get a points, basically a counter hand trap version of Trap Sun. Game design goes a bit of stupid. Simply say win this turn, otherwise -2. I mean, you just win that turn. That should make it bad then. Don't know why the Singer INC a wire tap when it first came out. That's a 7-2's clone with a non-standard secondary action. I can't tell how good it is, but I get a sense it's one of those cards everyone will test when it comes out. Great side deck card. Take out whatever they set before they can activate it. Shouldn't mention it in case where you can't just kill them outright. Depends on the amount of backdraw hit you run. Negate opponent's solo healing match, yes. Make selling that the threat remover is that big, you play half every time. You're not paying like you're not fucking red. You're playing 3 red. You're just playing Dynamorph at that point. Not quite how it works. Negates that trap for your opponent. Okay, I know what that means. I know what that does, okay. But what if they have their own rebooting? They could chain. They could reboot your reboot. But they'll have to. Well, yeah, they're when reboot was at 3, you just reboot, you chain reboot. It's like you chain Solem. Same thing. Oh, Dimension Shifter. Source is on Zodiac. Nothing good can come out of this one. It is until the end of the next turn, though. So you have to deal with the stuff being banished. I think they did a mostly good job designing these. Out of these, read new cards and say that this has a more powerful impact. Most easily counted, so that seems to work out nicely. Rare if it was a Saigon's Lab. That sounds right. No, but I'm just saying, like, Yeah, like if your opponent had it, then yeah, they could chain. Out of the 3 cards, yeah, this one seems gimmicky, hard to abuse too. That's good. It can kill some decks though. I'm liking this anti-spam card from the tins. Oh, people love Shifter, huh? They like Shifter? Then from Dimension Ground, straight up Carefree feels back. That's the only one I might find a place in the main. Besides going second deck, that would main the other 2. Who the hell is going to main something that will be banishing other cards? KNIBS. What did don't go around? Rovina, you're under the same effect as the opponent. The card basically says, fuck you to Orcus, Salamence, Danger Hunter, Rudy, Marines, and even True Dracos. Best hand trap after Ash and Veiler, in my opinion. Everybody loves Veiler. I keep saying they bring like Veiler getting like you getting negated by Veiler. Shifter to 3, I know, right? Never mind, forget the restriction of not having a card in a gray. It is pure side deck material. Definitely potential a side deck card, but I feel like the vanishing on your turn is going to limit it. This is best in anti-meta decks and not much else to my knowledge. Poor different the middle ground. Yeah, God power creep, huh? Guarantee that there's a certain someone's going to call this card metaphase support when they see it. Well, be good to search with Justice of Profligacy and Silver Judgment comes back. Certainly playing it in Metaphase. Sky Trigger and Pendulum and it Let's Go Down. The fact that people are worried about the vanishing effect continuing onto their turn shows how many decks this screws over. Staying strong, but I don't think it'll be an auto include because anything that remotely relies on graveyard being dead after turn 1 means it's useless in a grind game. What grind game? Unless so it has to be worth it and you have to play under the restriction as well. Another floodgate instant win hand trap. And like the other 2, which are variously shade as game breaking distance is dog shit by comparison. Wow. Shift are bad. My meaning it's useless. Side deck tech at best against a meta of graveyard set of Next bring it on. Otherwise don't. Wish it was a DD. Also wish more DD was a thing. Card is neat. Throws a neat macrocosmos shade reg into your opponent's plans. Danger, TD, Sound Grade, Dragon Link, Sky Striker. 99 of any meta right now relies on a graveyard setup. On that note, why is the Dimension, Fissure, and Meta also selling the formulas? Why? Green Mars left says the Trader or Pojo rating system. Oh, so this means like this 2 meaning bad. Well, oh no, but like he hadn't trade, right? 100%. Okay, this is 0, but he has a lot of greens. Because having a flip and win card is not fun or skillful. Outrigger be against continuous floodgate with no cost. This is fear and fun. It isn't a loss to gain on flip like macro can be and actually takes skills to use properly. Floodgates, I love this design. Knew somebody would say this eventually, I just thought it would have been somebody else in particular. Bruh. I'm okay with some floodgates. They don't affect the hand, field, deck, or any player's ability to play. They only felicitate the piles of banished-centric cards that have no reliable means of working and shut down a graveyard abuse, which has been an issue since the Chaos era. Meanwhile, the game has floodgates and non-floodgates so oppressive that playing one can be an instant win loss. If that garbage can exist, molested, the far lesser of all evils can exist alongside. Now you're waiting for someone to do it internally, bruh. Can I go to the next page? Yes. Wish it was managed itself. Now I have to jump through a bit of a hoops to abuse Chaos Tree. This, what's GNO material? Clause is really bad for the card and Gregorian. However, the card is pretty good at stopping first turn broken boards effectively. Pretty clear that these cards were designed to stop decks that grind. Yeah. To be fair, in a deck that can accommodate it, grounds don't need graveyard juggling to remain live on subsequential turns with additional copies, even though this card is more technically useful for current high-end tournament environment. For what it can do other than what it can't. It's not complete power creep. Only shut down graveyard views, no. It is a card that by itself on activation, your opponent hasn't drawn MST, wins the game on every deck that has a graveyard focus strategy. Literally a card that as in a Zodiac against entire format strategy decks on Reservation, is it a card that says I activate my trap card, I now win my game fun? Fair? Of course not, and that's why floodgates are bad. Sounds to me like people just need to learn not to put all their eggs in one basket. But you didn't had it out for that, huh? You didn't plan on that? If your deck auto loses to one card because you failed to include contingents, then you just build your deck poorly. And yeah, probably play poorly as well. The only reason anyone would have any issue with any of these cards because they've been free to run wild for so long that building a deck and playing considerably now feels like a personal attack when not. Shiny button? Comparison when insane shifter requires a graveyard with strict because it's hard to activate. Oh. I mean, it's just a turn one card, basically. Activating as if there is truly that much freedom in deck building, you may be able to say that it was a poor choice of the deck, but you can't just suddenly make a deck not to lose to max cards hand trap. Just like you can't really build to not lose for lands here besides just hand drawing the outs. Just draw the fucking cross out and call by. Didn't age well. Sounds like everyone just needs to start playing Magical Cylinder again. To me. Suddenly that's that ding they didn't need to run Call by the Grave now. Oh, speaking of Call by the Grave, now wants to run Call by the Grave. Also, Thunder Dragon even care that much about this card considering they get their effects even when banished. Yeah. Because it's more healthy at 3 than 9. Maxi, Mercharmy incoming. What if everyone is forced to say to do so like Yu-Gi-Oh! Suddenly becomes a massive food network game? What? Flood network game. If you play as that, then you get eaten by a white deck. But then if you balance yourself, you come out on the top. Would you be saying the same thing? Want to see someone use left arm for grass just to get all milled? Yeah, get head chopped off there. Like chain shifter. Just draw it out, yeah. Most niche of the three is unquestionably powerful, but since its effect both players, it carries over to your turn. Most meta relevant that can't be really afford to play this. It's totally useless after turn 0. It does seem like it could help make macro deck a thing again, some sort of pendulum deck. I would love to see that, but Grass is probably saying ban while the time really exists. Oh, that should ban. Or makes penalty leaping easy. That won't be a problem, surely. All three of these promos basically force you into a deck building choice. Should I balance around certain things instead of streamlining the deck and decrease the ceiling of the deck and resect it, or should I play as if I don't care these, if I play as if these cards exist? Niburu does not exist. Different decks and people will come to different answers, and strictly from deck building, I think it's fun. However, it also makes the game really sacky if certain decks are designed to operate in a certain way, and these cards are, when they do resolve, cause much more damage than almost anything that currently exists. Diversifying it is interesting in theory, but it also greatly lowers both consistency and a power of the deck by increasing the number of cards that don't really work together into the same deck. If that is what people are looking for, then it's great. If only there were an easy way to search this with Time Star Magician while keeping it alive. It locks you too, so it uses are very, very narrow. A card is overbalanced. Now you're overthinking stuff. None of these three cards are main deckable whatsoever, so they're side deck. You choose to play your Degenerate Danger Orcus Thunder Dragon deck. You win one game because your deck is miles ahead under garages like Algastur, Sky Striker, or True Draco. Then go first game 2 and cannot side those cards as they are way better to go first, like Floodgates. The more favorable card in this card more favorable card in this card is the Meteoritive, but you're not going to get very far with just Floodgates, and you need Summon Skull or something. Summon Skull! Here is where you, as a control player, are faced with evenly reboot Twin Twister as almost auto loss. This is why back row control decks rarely do well at YCS level. Then in game 3, you're faced at a 50% chance, assuming they'll play all 3, and you lose to all 3 to lose. You are only guaranteed to go to game 3 half of your game, assuming no one ever breaks versus combo decks, and out of these, you will only auto win with these 3 cards 50% of the time. Again, I think a total overreaction, but the player base is pretty blind and will try to take advantage and play horrendous decks for a while, which will cycle these cards out of the meta, and that in turn will pave the way for combo decks to come back anyway and sweep these decks as per usual. As an OG Volcanic player, I feel you're playing. We suffered through much at the hands of the band. A solution to competitive cancer. Ash Blossom, combat degree. Ever increasing and increasingly rigorous back row hate as well as runaway power creep that grants utterly insane monster all manner of effect, destruction, immunity, negation, and more to shrug off the best punny volcanics can muster. It is what it is. My advice: don't put all your eggs in one basket inside the Imperial Wall, Iron Wall. With the abundance of dimension cards in the game and the tab archetype DD as well as wave after wave of banish type archetype support, especially light dark and fish water, the banish non zone is ripped for a re-resident expansion. Instead though, we'll probably just play it through years of ever more Vedros puzzle archetype. Konami, why do the sensible thing when instead you can screw the rules and reinvent the wheel? Here, research into the heptagon is proceeding well with only slightly bumps. Seems they weren't quite TCG warframe, not on a typical sense, and that's Japan getting them right away. They're still TCG premier in every sense. Extra Pack 2019 comes out 2 weeks after the 10. Not quite what I meant, but that's not important. I mean, this feels like it means to be meant for a specific archetype. I would a little worried with archetype that doesn't mind managing. Cosmo Thunder Dragon, okay. Entering danger. Being hand trap, bruh. Yeah, right here. Promo cards. Yeah, Nibiru. It was Nibiru, Dark Neural and Dimension Shifter. Citing Nibiru. Holy shit, I love these. Totally not saying that due to my utter hatred for every combo deck ever. Okay, but your icon is a crane. That's like a draw one. I feel Shifter is the weakest of the bunch. Given how you require no graveyard to use it. But it does what it's meant to. Destruct graveyard plays if you're going second. Nibubu and Dark Lurmer, 2 side gain coin. 1 bar white, 1 another okay. Nibubu amazing. Rock is the furious type, nothing more to say. Is this an interesting? Mystic Mind, bruh. Shifter's cool, awkward. It still feels a bit like Maxi, and as a hand trap, those effects is so powerful in the game, right condition. Okay, Maxi is way more superior, okay. Nebobo, yes, Nebobo. Dr. Morris basically breaks all mass interruption wars of monster, which are not backed by negations back row. 3 each in TCG. God damn! Konami America? What do you smoke when you make these? I gladly want to snatch a bit. Situation though. 3 new Boo incoming. JP are getting the promos. Not long after us, yeah. Why do you think OCG will ban mine? I said, I said possibility. The game card is originally TCG exclusive. Oh, Mystic Mine? Wait, Mystic Mine is also TCG exclusive, bruh. While I personally not really bother much, we can't ignore that highly contributing to push back some design and balance due to its power. No more being less powerful, but relatively same end result, easing Konami on possibly to limit mine in the future. Okay, yeah, these are the banlist split, but I don't think they were talking about it like it was a big deal, no. Right here, game FAQs. There's a change. Saw the change. What the fuck they do with some of these? 12 years ago. What the fuck? Seriously, these changes are hugely different. Trisha's ban, waste of $20. Oh, that's not $20. That's more than $20. And I thought the rumor list was scary. This one borders on ridiculous. Freaking out. Stastral's ban. Oh. No, but looking at TCG, so is there any mention of the split though? I see Ghost Arc. Right, did I see Ghost Arc? Okay, I know what I was seeing then. Oh, I did. Yes, Ghost Arc limited. So I'm not crazy. I hold in like real. Being a troll, bruh. Okay, these are this is just like specific cards. Raider Night Van? No. That has never been banned though. Okay, I'm interested if they probably don't know them because they're just right here. But wait, isn't TCG and balance follow OCG one? Let's go. Usually less the time it doesn't is if a card has only recently been released or not released yet. By the time the balance rolls out, never has changed been this great. It'll be pointless to keep crowd OCG tournament now as they're playing a completely different game. You still keep track. People still keep track. I'm gonna assume TCG and TCG OCG on Dev Pro will follow the TCG balance, while OCG will follow the OCG balance. One thing about this I like is spellbook looks more likely to go back to the This is freaking insane. I mean, nobody says anything about. It's just like, oh, it's different now. Hmm. Oh, right here. Inform about the fact that was happening after the OCG list was revealed. People soon are going to follow OCG like always do. Yeah, they don't. Not seeing like. I guess nobody's like. Setback surveillance and parakeet, bruh. Shadow's man. Yeah, Shadow doing too many shit. Hmm. Yeah. Let's see if anybody's saying OCG here. A little sad about Strato getting axed, but I understand it.不是维基百科，进卡表，这个是第一次 OT 进卡表分开来，就是有差别，就是不合表了。Oh. I dislike the stable hits, and to be honest, I had preferred a regular balance like the OCG one. Still nice to see Konami really taking the initiative. So you think it's good. Even though they're like, right here. Hey guys, format initial. Excuse me, I'll go cry myself to sleep. I'm joking. I can still agree with this. It's not even funny. Right here. The independent from the OCG list makes me ask them what happened in detail. Yeah. Wonder if we can expect this kind of treatment to staples in future TCG lists. Looks good. It looks as good though. List is good though. Here. I like the list the same. I like the OCG. It kills the key cards of the decks that are dominating and promises a chance for the decks to resurface. TCG list seems a little bit extreme at glance, but it's the first sign that the balance have diverged this greatly. Data TCG is just doing what they can do to avoid problems before it happen. Heavy was banned with 6. Last time Heavy was banned for 6 now. Yeah, it is specific cards. What the fuck? What is this? Everything has a counter. Pegasus. Wait, we have two Pegasus arguing. Oh, that's not Pegasus. Wait, what's happening? Wait, something's happening here. Okay, LS. Oh my god. Okay, that's gonna be until the end of the page. Looks like Pegasus. No, this is not Pegasus. This one's not Pegasus. The other one's Pegasus. Yes. Yeah. Let you see it. It's banned in TCG. Hmm. Split argument a bit. Hmm. Hmm. MTG. They're talking about bandless rotation stuff. No. Topic 2 formats. Oh. You think everybody just moved from forums to Reddit and Discord now, basically? Good point saying how Yu-Gi-Oh has a new ban list. Locking this into OCG one, someone should make a new one for a new format. Ah, that's why it stopped. I see. Okay, that was everything. That I mean, there was more links, but these are the links I could open, so let's see. I know, like, I'm not like too. I'm not too impressed by these boomer takes. I guess I would prefer this than Twitter Discord though. So. I mean, it's just like okay, like. L? What L? Okay, I'll send you guys. Okay. Boomer takes. It wasn't boomer at the time. So, but actually the 2010 ones are they might not be boomer because they might have been like in middle school, right? So they might be boomer because that still makes them like close to their 30, right, or something. They were passionate. What do you mean? They're boomers now. Yeah, they're boomers now. Especially the 2002 one. Especially the AOL one. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna go eat and sleep.走了。They really believe in their strats? Nah, they're okay. They're okay. Yeah. 9999999.